Welcome to a special episode of More Than Dice, where we will be doing a Daggerheart one shot in the next Varian universe. For people that don't know, I have invited, and it was actually a quick friendship that we got together to do this with the Band of Badgers. They are super, world traveling, private jet, jet setting people that go all over the world, role playing and everything. As I get constant looks from everybody like, "You're high as shit, Gonzo." Um,
It was just the once. It was just the once.
just the once that we got to have a private jet.
More horse and cart.
So I did invite the Band of Badgers. We did do our session 0, but before we do that, so we're gonna go around the table, introduce your name and then your character name, and you can also describe your character. If anybody wants to pimp any things coming up or any projects, you're more than welcome to do that. And then we'll get started with the game. We'll start with Kingsman, and we'll just go around and just see what we got.
Hi everyone, I'm Dave, otherwise known as Kingsman. I am Chief Badger over at Band of Badgers. We are a TTRPG UK-based creative community. That's a lot to say without a drink, so I'm going to move on. But we're several characters from when we're in the game. But yes, we do all kinds of things, including interviews and all kinds of bits and pieces. So if you're interested in all that kind of stuff, if you want to join us here for a chat, get in touch. Steve, over to you.
I'm Steve. I guess I'm de facto number 2 to Dave, as in he tells me what to do and I do it. I've been playing RPGs for a bloody long time. I've never played Daggerheart, so I'm really looking forward to it. The session 0 we did was very good, so please go and check that out. I am playing Igneous, who is a Ridgeborn Earthkin brawler, and as Dave says, we'll find out more about Igneous during the game. Over to you, Matt.
That's me, isn't it? Yes, I'm Matt. I'm one of the newer Band of
You are
Badgers.
on mute, my good friend.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait, am I?
You're good.
Shouldn't be.
No, you're not on mute.
No?
Ben, you may need to unmute Matt individually.
That might be my bad.
Yeah, you're
That's
fine, Matt.
Hopefully, it doesn't reflect poorly on me that everyone's muted me before we've even started. I'm Matt, one of the newest Badgers. I'm writer at No Short Rests. We've just recently finished our very first Kickstarter, one shots. I am playing today Voland, a warborn human seraph. I haven't played Daggerheart either. I've been super excited since I got the starter set to play this, so I'm really looking forward to this. Ben next on my list.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben, probably one of the newest of the Badgers, resident Badger Bard, but for the purposes of this, for Daggerheart, I'll be playing Lumi the Wizard. I'm banned from making any more Bard characters in any more tabletop RPGs, which is fair enough at this point. Nothing to do with the music, they just want me to try something new.
Hello everyone, I'm Nick, more commonly known as Baron Snowhand, one of the Band of Badgers, sometimes known as Dave's Enforcer. Yeah, so I have to sometimes keep Steve back from killing him when he tries to make Steve do something daft. Yeah, been doing this for a while, and weirdly it was these mad people that dragged me online several years ago now and made me play games in front of everyone for the first time doing this. So I'm an old hat as a Badger, but I'm still new to TTRPG and looking forward to this. And yeah, and I am playing a character this evening who is a bard, called Tabarg. See to his friends.
So everybody's gonna be playing their character. Their characters were they made their characters themselves. So we did it on a session 0. They're all new to Daggerheart, so it'll all be, kind of a little bit of a learning curve. I've only planned out about 12 and a half hours to do this. So, we can get through this, in that amount of time, no problem. Actually, I've scheduled this for probably going to be about 3.5 to 4 hours. If you have any questions, please ask. Whenever I ask for a roll, I will try to describe it as much as possible, and you try to describe it with me. And when I ask you to do a roll and you don't know what to roll, you would describe to me how you would do it. Prime example, I want you to open a door that is locked. Now, if you had a rogue, the rogue would say, I go to picklock it. Got it. Thank you, Mizzy, for the ears. If not, you could say, I'm going to try to open this door and I'm going to use my strength instead. And that's what you would do is you would use a strength roll instead of, a finesse roll to do it. But that is all up to you on how you do that. So you'll have to work that out and we'll talk about it and we'll go through those as we're going. The story is based in Nyxverin, which is my Cthulhu-esque Ravenloft world of horror and gross and disgusting. The one thing that people have not done is learned how they get their powers from their god, aka Seraphs. You are my first Seraph, Voland. You will get to learn a very pivotal role in this world because no one has asked the question and no one has had a chance to use it. So these are prequels to the world. Y'all will be setting up the stories for other ones when I actually do a long campaign in this. And your characters will have a reoccurring role in future episodes if they survive.
I'm allowed to apologise in advance to future players for what we are going to do to you.
And so, Voland, you actually will get to, you will unlock a key story moment within the world today. Because you are my first Seraph and only Seraph, and it'll be very interesting to see how this goes. Before we start, does anybody have any questions, concerns, anything that need to do? All roles should be
concerned
done.
that you've put the ears on. This seems like a pivotal moment in you gearing up to do something nasty to us.
That is Captain Mizzy is one of my Twitch things that they can do is they can force me to wear ears for 30 minutes.
Okay.
So Mizzy always forces me to wear ears. So no big deal. It's better than the last one because the last one kind of made Mizzy go crazy. Is she would have to turn my camera right side up because I used to have it upside down permanently, and so now it's the ears. Any questions on your character sheets? I know that you've gotten new things on there. I've given you equipment. You are starting at level 3 and you will end at level 3 because this is a one shot. So don't ever delete your character because you may want to use it for later or reference. Any questions on the equipment given to you? Any questions on abilities?
Not yet.
All right.
When we get into the thick of it, then we'll ask questions.
The thick of it. Every time someone says I want to start singing and dancing, remember this is Daggerheart. There is no initiative system. You get the spotlight. You do everything that you possibly can before you make a roll, and when you roll with fear or hope, we go with that and we take it on. Remember there is the tag team event. You can only initiate a tag team once per session, but you can participate in as many tag teams as you want. That is all up to you and your players. I will be asking you questions. You will be building the world with me. So you will, if I ask you something about the world, go describe it, and I will, mold it and put it in what needs to be done. Mostly I'll be talking about how you feel about certain things, because this is a horror game. If anything goes too far, make sure you say, "Hey Gonzo," and I'll know exactly what that means. And I can either tone it down, or if you're like, "No, we want more," bless you, child.
There isn't enough blood on my tunic, sir. Hurry up.
There's too few eyeballs on the end of my sword. I need more, please. So, all right. With that said, we can go and get started. Last minute questions. We ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right.
Yeah.
As we know, Bloodleaf Woods is a woods that is constantly dripping with blood, and the ground is actually considered to be meat and flesh. And this is what y'all have been told, is there is a church deep inside the woods that needs to be purged of the evil spirit in there. Rumors is there is some eldritch god that lives there or is being birthed from there. And your group of friends have already, been tasked to be the heroic group that will take this on. Your background consists of how y'all have already known each other. If you haven't watched episode 0, go watch that. They've already got their backgrounds from that and how they know each other. And y'all have decided to be the champions of the world to go cleanse Bloodleaf Woods. Does anybody have any questions about Bloodleaf Woods besides what you've read and looked at based on the story given to you?
Nothing so far.
Just go in there, take out the black church, and walk out heroes. We'll see
Easy.
how you do.
It's that easy. Yeah. This is a textbook case.
Yes. Textbook case of heroes getting killed.
Overconfidently striding into something they don't understand.
There is. If we had a video camera, then I'd be worried. But we're not. So it's not Blair Witch. It's fine. But we might see. We might see Baron doing that whole snot crying thing later on.
That'll be great. All right. The temperature.
We have igneous.
Remember that you're in the world, there's very little light. You only have 4 hours of day of light. And this is what you'll be doing. You are traveling within the winter times, so there is snow on the ground. You are living in a small town that is very, very sparsely populated. It's your last bastion before you head off, and it's about maybe roughly about 2 days worth of travel to get to this Bloodleaf Woods that is plaguing the land. You don't have to worry about supplies. You're heroes. You've got your supplies. You don't have to worry about arrows. You know all that stuff. You're prepared. So, we will go ahead and start. Morning arrives. It is very, very gray, very distant, very quiet. You've been here before. You know what it's like when the snow is around. You can see and feel it coming down. You can tell that, this is probably one of the coldest days of the year. You've actually wrapped up and bundled up. You've got the snow roughly about ankle to shin height, but there's a nice path that is worked around. If you're a smaller stature, like a goblin, it is most likely probably up to your thigh or higher. As Mr. Teabag is now quickly realizing that it is a lot deeper than it should. How does that make you feel, Teabag?
I now know what a brass monkey feels like. Oh my god, it's so cold. Ignis, can I possibly climb on your back?
I don't know. Can you possibly climb on my back?
I could just scamper up there very easily, but it's just, I think to myself, it would be polite to ask, may I ride you like a pony?
I'll just walk past, hearing this conversation. I'll grab him by the scruff of his neck, hoist him on the back of Ignis.
Yeah, that's the Kingston thing.
You thought you would ask politely, Teabag?
Yes, of course.
Do you have a fever? Are you well?
Yes. I may sometimes tease you, but in a situation like, especially as my junk's going to be very close to the back of your head, and I'm kind of precious and very.
Yeah, you're good. You're okay.
Right.
So, where are we headed this morning?
Kingsman, you were actually given the orders and the map to where this is. It's going to take you about a 2-day walk. It is definitely too thick and treacherous for horses or carriage to get there, but you do have directions yourself. As de facto leader of the group, that when you plotted this out and took the reward money, equivalent to 2 handfuls of gold per person, you decided that your group could take this on.
We're going this way, Ignis. We're following the map. At least this time we have a.
Y'all start marching out, and like I said, the snow is falling. It's not hard. It's not anything bad. It's just definitely coming down. You're cold. You're bundled up. You've got the gear. It's just annoying. You're coming around this small little curve, and you start hearing this high-pitched voice, but also you're hearing it whenever they're talking. It's clattering and chanking at the same time, like bones hitting together, as like they're like a jaw being slammed open and shut. And you hear this voice, and it's high pitched, going, "Yeah, you should have done this. You killed her. Why did you kill her? Why did you let her die?" And just bitching nonstop. and it's loud.
Thank God, can a man have a hangover in peace? You had a good night. What is that infernal noise?
You come
I'll
around.
grab
Deviant by the
I'll
sound
grab
of
Looking
it.
two
around
bags.
from my hive viewing point. What am I seeing?
You look and you notice there is a simian and a galapus. For those that don't know, simians are ape monkey types, and galapus are turtles. Coming around the bend, and behind them, they have this, I would say, wheelless cart dragging, and behind them on that is a dead goblin and a dead fungrel. And on top of the little Simeon's shoulder is a skull chattering, just just constantly bitching at him. And you can tell that the Galapus and the Simeon have pretty much, you can tell that they're broken. Their hearts are sank. They've had tears in their eyes. They're bloody. They're damaged up, and they have that blank stare as they're just trying to make it to town. They actually don't even really recognize you as they walk on by.
I mean, as I'm looking at them, am I looking at because my first thing I'm seeing is goblin, and instantly there's a dead goblin who killed goblin, and then my instinct is looking at them, and I'm trying to work out are these two people that have killed the goblin, or is these people that are trying to
You can tell that
take someone to be buried?
it looks like more like they're buried. You can tell that you start staring at them and everything, and as they're walking by, the simian looks up, and you can see drained face, drained, emotions, and you can tell that they've been crying, or that their world has been devastated. And the chattering skull looks over at you and is like, "What? Can't you see we're mourning?"
I'm off Ignis. I've jumped to the ground in front of them because I can see this, and I can see there's dead mourning, and I can see someone mourning over a goblin. My friends, what has plagued you? What has happened? And I'm actually going to offer them, because I am drinking, obviously. I'm going to offer here to warm yourselves. What's happened?
The Galapus kind of puts his hand up and kind of like doesn't accept the drink, and he's like, "I cannot do that. My order does not allow it. But I appreciate
More for
the
me,
gesture."
then. You talk. That's
Uh,
fine. More for me. You talk. What's happened?
We've come from Lexington Manor. Lexington Manor, we have purged it, and we need to bury our dead. Our two friends sacrificed themselves to kill the demon that resides in there.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Is there anything we can do to help?
Stay away from Lexington Manor.
What do we know of Lexington Manor?
Nothing.
We're heading this way. So you see, Kingsman steps forward. Kingsman is he is a big blue-skinned orc. He has muscles on top of muscles. He is like Lego Batman. He has a 9-pack. He's a lovely guy, really. But he talks like a London governor. So he steps forward and he orders the teabag. Teabag, check out the back of the cart just in case. Wizard, what do you make of this talking skull?
I guess I'll examine the skull. Does it just try and figure out what's going on with it? What's powering it? Is it more a nice magic? Is it cursed? I mean, given
Okay.
the
Go and give
given
me
the background.
a roll of how you think you would figure this out. What stat would you use? This will be a hope and fear roll, so you could use anything. So just choose a stat that you think would be appropriate.
I think knowledge would be the most appropriate.
Okay. You did roll it, and you did roll it with fear. I will go ahead and take my fear for that. Thank
It's a
you.
skull.
You look at it, and you're like, it's some possessed skull of something, but nothing that looks bad. Nothing that makes you go, "Oh shit, this is demon possessed" or anything. This is just someone's pet skull. for the most part. Nothing makes you go, oh shit.
I guess as well, I will. You said that they're wary, they're covered in blood and such. Because it's free in Daggerheart, well, a class feature, I will use my prestidigitation to clean them all up, and also make the skull lime green. That's unrelated, but just specifically.
You like set it up and clean them up a little bit and everything. And the Simeon kind of looks at you and bows his head. The Galapagos thanks you. The skull's like leaps down onto the fungal, and kind of snuggles up next to it, and just kind of like, my poor friend, I'm sorry. Now, why'd you turn me green?
I'm just gonna shrug back at him. Just
Excuse me, do you have a problem with green?
I have a problem being green when I'm supposed to be skull, and you can see this, like the skull is kind of annoyed. No facial expression, but it's annoyed.
Of
As
course,
the
I
skull
can
is annoyed,
understand that.
I'm going to
Not
stamp
everyone
the
can-
ground and say, "Oi, attention to me, focus." So, and I'm address the simian and the turtle. So, what exactly happened? We are going to the church because there's supposed to be some evil spirits there. You're saying you went to Lexington Manor?
We went to Lexington Manor. The Galapagos speaks up, and he's like, we went to Lexington Manor because we heard that we were going to take out whatever evil that was there. And we did. We got rid of the demon, but we still think there might be something there. We fought an
You leave
Eldritch.
any of your party behind?
This is our party. This is all we've got.
Is it? Who gave you this job?
Uh,
Find out about this.
we just went into, it was just given to us by, a gilded person of a town, and he names a town much further south than where you're at.
So it's not the same person who's given us our mission.
No, different person.
My
You
friends,
saying you think you've left something behind? There's some more evil there.
There possibly, when we were leaving and we were taking our, and he kind of points back at his friends, we heard a whisper, and it whispered in our ears as we were leaving that it was not gone.
Dareth, what do you think? Should we go?
How close is it to the church?
Oh, it's at complete opposite directions.
Gonna add an extra day or two.
It'll actually
think
add an extra week or two.
Let's just think of the good stuff we'll be doing.
We have our goal. I think we should stick with it. I am curious about the skull, though, and I'll sort of step forward, casually got my greatsword on my shoulder, and I'll pick the skull up and kind of peer underneath to see how it jumped down from where it was to next to the bodies.
You kind of pick it up, and he's like, "Put me back with my master. She may be dead, but I belong to her."
How are you moving? Like completely ignoring what he said, kind of just genuine interest here.
It is like, she brought me to life. I am hers.
Voland, please, just show a little decorum. I'm going to take try and jump up and take the skull out of his hand.
Yeah.
Really undignified as a goblin. Maybe I'll kick him in the shin, and then he swears I'm going to take the skull. I'm so sorry about my stupid friend, and carefully place the skull back down. Please, could you tell me the name of your goblin friend who has sadly passed?
Calamity.
Calamity. And I'm literally just out of my jacket. I'm going to pull out this little book of like love poems, and I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to write their name in it and close it up and put it back in my pocket.
This is Calamity, and you mentioned that my master was Pilz, Pilz. And then all of a sudden you see the Galapagos turn over and goes, "I'm Gideon, and this is Brother Solomon. Brother Solomon, we must bury our dead. If you make it back from, where are you going?
Church.
What church?
Do we have the name of it on the map?
No, it's just called the Blood Church within Bloodleaf Woods.
I mean, there's a church in the woods, and we're going to go there and find out the spooky things that are there, and obviously kill them.
When you get
Bloodleaf
done,
Woods.
and if you make it back, come and find us. We can always use new friends to help us get rid of the evil in this world.
Yeah. Maybe you'll take a drink with me then.
Oh, we'll have plenty of drinks, Mr. Bag.
You're very welcome.
At least
You
my
introduce
simian friend will.
yourself.
Nothing
start
better than a
to-
drunk monkey.
You see them start to pull the wagon and such as they move along. You can tell that their mood goes back to somber and, mourning of their deaths as they keep moving. You start heading off down the road and into the snow, going through it. The day pretty much passes not a problem. It is dreary and drab, and it is, kind of, you're used to it. You're used to it. Everything's drab, everything's gray, everything's tiring, everything's yuck. But you get to where you need to be for your first night. You settle down, and I'm guessing that you're going to probably set up watches and so on and so forth, so you can make sure protect yourself because you are out in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take last watch.
You get a kit.
I'll take
Ross.
first watch.
I need less sleep as well. I have more downtime moves as an elf.
You all
Maybe
set
not,
up your
it's not less time. It's just more moves.
you set up your watches and everything, and y'all start setting up your time. You start getting everything. Lumi, during the time that you're sitting there, you've woken up your last person and say, "Hey, your turn. Let's get going." You're sitting there and you're kind of like looking over your books and everything, and all of a sudden, you hear these whispering voices coming back in through your ear and back out. They stop none during the night during your shift. It's constantly going through. I need you to give me a resistance roll, as this actually kind of disturbs you through the night.
Yep.
This will actually be a reaction roll, so you will not gain hope or fear out of this roll.
Reaction, did you say?
Yeah, so what it is, you're going to choose a stat, and you're going to roll it
Oh, I
just like
still choose
anything
a
else.
stat, right? Yep.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
still roll it, but you get no fear or hope out of this.
All right. Well, it'll still be knowledge as a wizard.
Okay.
Not the highest number there's ever been.
Yeah, you
Um,
are very disturbed by these noises. When it comes to the end of your shift, who are you waking up? You're second to last.
For purposes, it has. Do we have an order? Have people? Do we know who's gone before me, or
Yeah, Kingsman
Oh,
is
is it
usually
free
your
reign?
last.
I imagine
yeah,
it's probably
given
me.
that we'd said before Kingsman would be the last. I mean, it's his watch anyway, and I wouldn't want to disturb the order of things. I'll wake him up and just go. It's very, very loud. Have fun.
Lumi, take a point of stress, as you do not get very much good rest. So just mark it on your character sheet. You can just click it.
Yep.
If at any time your stress is maxed out, by the way, I get advantage on rolls against you. So keep that in mind. Other than that, Kingsman, you get woken up. Lumi looks a little stressed out, doesn't look very rested. But for the most part, climbs down and lays back in.
Yeah, but I can't hear anything that he heard.
Nope, you do not hear a single thing.
I will just sit there, tend to the fire, start getting breakfast ready.
The moment he starts getting breakfast ready. Hi. Morning, friend. How are we doing? Can I assist? As you are not the world's best cook.
Come with me.
Drink?
Teabag, I need you to give me some type of perception roll as something kind of slithers to your right as you're getting up. So you can choose whatever stat. Just tell me how you want to perceive this.
Hold on, let's just do the roll. Advantage, Tresent, just one. There we go. Sorry, the roll button was hidden by the bottom of my screen, so I'm like, I can't roll. Apologies.
You do get a point of hope because you used your presence, so take down a point of hope. You look over really quickly, and it looks like something kind of went up into the land, like a tentacle of sort, and then came back down and went back underneath the snow quicker than anything else. But it did look like a large rope tentacle come in and come down.
Boss, I think we've got trouble. There appears to be something slimy, slithery, or something just moving around over there. Shall I wake the others?
That's easy to do. I'll start banging the pots and pans. Bang, 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 bang.
No, not the eggs. Not the eggs.
Everybody starts to wake up and everything, and you can see Teabag is kind of freaked out, not because of what's happening that he's pointed out, but that the food is gone.
Poland will kind of
perfectly fried.
Poland will panic. Is Kingsman cooking again?
I was cooking. He just took the pan out of my hand and smashed it to wake you up. Rose, I'd have been much more civil and just come and given you a gentle shake and, cup of hot.
And while you're talking, the tentacles or snakes or whatever it is you just saw might come back.
The what?
Teabag saw some tentacles or snakes.
There was something fast.
That should have been what was led with, not with the food being on the floor. So where was the tentacle when you last saw it?
Over there. It was just as it was getting up, and I was looking over it, and it just caught it out the corner, and I was like,
I picked Teabag up by the scruff of his collar, holding him out in front of me. I place him back upon the floor in the direction of the tentacle. I bend down and I say slowly into his ear, "Go and find where the tentacle is now."
Fine. Trumps off.
You trumps off, and there is an indent in the snow where this thing was, but the ground is perfectly, hard, solid, and definitely, not mushy or anything, and you can't find like an entrance or an exit hole. But it is definitely,
it's not a freshly dug bit of ground.
Yeah,
it's just like as if it's just come out of the ground, come back into the ground, and not affected. Okay, spooky snake, calling it now because the ground is unstable. But you can see where it was, but it's buggered off. But it hasn't
find
left
where
a
it
hole.
is now. No, find where it is now. And I slowly back up. I slowly back up until I'm stood either next to a tree or back against the wall or whatever features are around here that we've camped next to, so that I can survey the scene before me, looking predominantly in the direction where Teabag's indicated the tentacle was last time.
I'm literally pointing at this depression in the ground, and I'm basically playing around with fire in my hand to light the air up. See, it was here, but it is gone. It went into the ground, but it's left no frigging hole. I'm calling spooky snake.
there's nothing there. I mean, it's like the ground was never touched except for the indent where it came up and came down in the snow.
Right, we're leaving now. And I begin to pack up camp.
You see Igneous immediately grabbing their stuff and is like, "No, fuck this," and starts walking off.
Early start, boys. Let's go.
Didn't even. Those eggs were perfect.
Walk, talk, and eat as we go.
You get up and you start walking.
It's on the floor.
Igneous, how are you feeling right now?
On the verge of panic. The idea of tentacles in the ground, because I'm most at home on the ground. I have an affinity for the floor, so much so that I cannot be moved when I'm in my battle stance. So the idea of something sneaking through the ground, ready to come up, grab me, drag me under, is one of my greatest fears. So I am on the verge of panic. So I need to get away from this area as quickly as possible.
You start moving along, and all of a sudden, You hear this sound as you take a step into the snow.
Take a step back and begin walking in the opposite direction.
I'm skipping up towards him to catch up, and he just starts going, "What's the other way?" You're right, big fella.
Which way did we come in?
You came
That
in.
way.
Which way do we go out? Kingsman, where's the map?
Up here, we go that way.
Is he indicating in the direction of the whispers?
That noise? Yes.
There's something out there. I heard a sound when I stepped onto the snow. It was an unnatural sound.
Lumi said something when he woke me up.
He looks stressed and scared as well.
It was
When
very
you say
loud.
that you heard, when you say that you heard voices, Roland will get very. Ooh, what do you hear? Like, very excited.
As soon as you start
It's
talking, Volan, you hear that voice in your head, and everybody hears it.
I'm guessing it sounded like that.
Yeah, pretty close to that actually.
You need a drink, Lumi.
Maybe two.
You-
I can double park.
Is it still dark or has dawn broke yet?
This is your pretty much dawn. Everybody, you roughly wake up as soon as sun rises, and you know you got 4 hours of travel in daylight. So you try to get everything you can done in these 4 hours before night hits. Even though it's only, a full. It's a 24-hour day, but you only have 4 of those hours in sunlight.
Something I've realised I haven't done. I was meant to roll my prayer dice at the very start. Do you
Go
mind
ahead and
if
do
I
that.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, if you have any abilities that you need to do right off the bat, I know Bard could possibly have one if you needed to do it. I know the prayer dice. If anybody else has it, just check your character sheet and go ahead and roll it. You don't have to tell me what it is. Just have it up and ready. So whenever you need it, and have it ready to
Do
go.
we get to recover things for long rests?
Are you taking
Can
a
we
long
increase
rest
our hope?
or are you taking a short rest?
What did we do last night? What did that count as?
That would actually consider that could have been a long rest. You already had all your abilities already done. You were already considered completely rested, but that would be considered a long rest if you were going to take into it. A short rest is more of a respite of sit here and take a breath. You can take a total of 3 short rests before you have to take a long rest.
Okay. So the 2 hope that we have is the maximum hope that we can have, is it? Or can we get more hope by taking, if we wanted to get hope during
You can
last
only gain
night's long
hope
rest,
by abilities and rolling hope on your die rolls, but you start
Right,
out with
okay.
2, so you have to wait until you get it. And like it says, Teabag should probably be at 3 right now because they rolled with hope.
Mhm.
They failed with hope, but they did roll with hope.
Okay, thank you.
What are you gonna do? You gonna keep on moving down the road, or are you just gonna?
If we've got 4 hours of light, all I want to do is get away from this area. I can't be around tentacles or spooky snakes or anything like that. So,
Voices
the-
can't hurt us.
exactly, the whispers are something I can deal with. Snakes and tentacles, no, thank you very much. We're moving on.
Also means that either something is watching us or something is with us now. Either way, right now we can't be touched.
Yeah.
We hope.
You keep
But
on walking.
when one of us gets attacked or touched, whatever, then we deal with it. Till then, we keep moving.
As soon as he points me in a direction, I'm gone. That's the way I'm walking.
Yeah, and as soon as you get the, and it kind of makes you jump a little bit, and you kind of move a little bit further, just to get you that little chill down your spine as you move.
I'll pull up some grass. There's probably not much around with snow. I'll find whatever vegetation I can, leaves that are on the floor. I'll ball them up and I shove them in my ears.
Okay. You keep on walking. It's pretty much uneventful for the next 4 hours of daylight. It does start turning dark. You do have about another, 6, or so hours of day left before you need to take a break and settle in for the night. Are you going to push forward, or are you going to settle in for the night once this is done?
Just while we were walking along, because obviously Ignis is leading the charge. While I'm walking on, can I, obviously, we're in these lovely spooky woods. Are there any vines or anything hanging from trees?
Why
No,
are
it's
you upset?
actually, it's actually
With
had not even
cylindrical
reached the
things.
woods yet.
You're ahead. You're too far ahead. You can't hear what I'm doing. But there's like a vine in a tree, and I'm definitely going to pull it down. And just because Teabag is like that, and he has a thing for causing mischief with Ignis, so he's basically pulls down a vine and he's rolled it up and he's holding it behind him, just in case he gets the chance to scare the crap out of Ignis. Now that he knows Ignis is afraid of snakes.
Kingsman, when you turn around the corner or, get to an area where you think it would be a good spot to rest, you do notice that when you look and peer out, you can see the start of the Bloodleaf Woods. And it actually sends a slight, I wouldn't say chill, but a tingle on you because you notice there is no snow on any of the trees at all.
Cool.
And you look out and you kind of peer, and off in the very far distance, you see a glow way off in the woods as you're looking down onto the forest. Very, very deep, though. Very faint, but it is there.
And I point it out to the group. Can everyone see that glow down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to point this out, it could be too obvious, but do you notice how there's no snow opposite these?
Maybe it's
Anyone?
warm. Maybe I
Yes, I
don't
had
need a
noticed.
coat.
Anyone got an idea why?
Well, spooky Bloodleaf Woods, as we've been told what they're called. Obviously, they're going to be weird. And as people talked about meat floors, and meat's kind of warm. I would imagine it would melt all the snow. And spooky light in the distance surely it must be something wholesome, friendly. Head towards it.
Yeah,
Where
where the glow is that towards the location of the church?
Yeah, it pretty much is. It's deep in, but you you're kind of bringing up your map and kind of reorganizing it and trying to figure out. It's like good possibility. This is where that church, the black church, might be.
So you've all seen the glow. That is where we're heading. Get lost or separated, head towards the light.
we won't be able to see that from down there.
Might not. Here we can. So hoods up. Going in.
All right, are
I
y'all
have the
going
map.
to? Are you going to take a short or a long rest before you go into the woods? Or are you going to head in right now?
I'm going to take a short rest for a purpose. Kingsman,
Enough.
give me the map.
Everybody would need to do it all the same. So everybody needs to take either a short rest or everybody needs to take a long rest. What would you plan on doing?
If you need a short rest, we'll do a short rest.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've done that, you can actually go to your character sheet, and at the very top right-hand corner area, there will be rest. You can click short rest, and then you can also choose what you want to do. If you've got you need hit points taken care of, or stress, or any of those natures, you could also work on something, and you can actually pair up with each other to give each other hope. There are different things that you can do based on what type of rest and everything that you're going to do. And it will auto do it on your character sheet. Lumi, since you did take a point of stress, you could choose that and it would remove that point of stress off. But it is all up to you.
Already on it.
And we can do as many as it says. So let's say
Yep.
we can do 2 things. Is that right?
That is
They have
correct.
to be. Can they be the same or do they have to be different?
It can be same. So, I mean, it could just be whatever you need to do. There is one, you've got things that you could, work and help each other. You can also heal other people if you need to. And just all depends on what you need.
So, for example, when I mentioned we can see the light in the woods,
Mhm.
we're going to use that as a point of bearing, a focus point. Does that, if we while we're taking a short rest, we reiterate where it is, where we think it might be in relation to when we're on the ground?
Yeah.
Does that give us any bonus?
Can I have the map for a moment, please? So I have an experience, and that's the map maker. So once I wandered the hills and mountains of my Ridgeborn region, and I became adept at being a guide. navigating through sight, the stars, the moon, and sometimes the sun for the few small hours that it's up for. So I gained the map maker ability. So I would like to spend a little while properly taking stock of where that church is in relation to where we're going to enter the forest, and then I'd like to make an accurate as mark as possible as I can on the map.
Okay. Are you going to plan on using your map maker experience, or you just okay to use that experience to get that +2? You need to spend a point of hope,
Yep,
and then make a roll, and then add +2 to your die roll. And you can actually do that when you click whatever trait you want to use to do that, and it brings up the little box in the bottom left-hand corner. You can add +2. Just add the +2 to it.
Okay, I'm going to use my instincts roll.
Okay. And then add.
So it looks like the +2 is already added, so just roll that.
No, put another +2 because you would actually.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the +2 is from your stat, but you're using your experience. You spent the hope, so you actually get a 21. You actually, I do gain a fear from that. Thank you. And you pretty much are spot on. You think that you've got this. You see him pour over this map, and he starts doing triangulations and starts measuring and you start writing algebraic problems to the side and starts getting all this stuff in and just ding, 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 and thinks he's got it. And it's actually off on your map from where you had it. It's actually a little bit deeper in the woods than what is marked on your map.
It's good that you pointed out where it was in the forest and that we had the opportunity to mark the map correctly. When we take this back to the patron, it's worth noting that it is deeper in the forest.
Not just being
Or
done,
it's a
done
different
wrong.
location.
Indeed, or that's not the church.
It still gives us a place to focus.
So while Igneous is doing that, T-Bag, I am going to prepare. And what I'm going to do is I've spent enough time around Kingsman that I will prepare with Kingsman.
Okay.
And what it will basically be me cooking some food. I will cook for everybody, but specifically this is sort of a ritual I'll do with the Kingsman. Is before we go into getting into some mischief, cook a meal, make sure everyone is well fed. And yeah, I'll prepare a meal for not only me and everyone else, but I will get myself psyched up for whatever horrors are ahead of us.
Okay. And what does the prepared thing do so you can tell Kingsman what you've done? What
So,
benefits that gives you?
So the benefits of prepare. So basically, if I prepare in my downtime of a short rest, I gain a hope. But if I choose to prepare with one or more members of my party, you each gain 2 hope. And so I am effectively sitting to make a meal to prepare. As far as I'm concerned, I'm preparing with Kingsman, but I'm preparing with everybody.
So you're preparing a meal for everybody, but you're doing
I'm
it with
preparing a
Kingsman.
meal, doing it with Kingsman. We're doing the usual, the chat. He's gibbering in a very rough and very, whenever obviously I'm a little bit more refined. But yeah, we are
Egg
chatting away.
toasties.
Yeah. So pretty much you both gain 2 hope out of that. So go ahead and mark that on your character sheet. Remember, you can have a maximum of 5 hope. And that would be about it.
Yeah.
Night goes in. You start, resting and everything. You take your short break. 6 hope. Sorry, Mizzy. 6 hope is the maximum you can get, not 5. And you're getting to it. And while, you're working, Lumi, same thing happens as you're singing around. And it just hits for about 5-10 minutes. You hear those whisperings, and then it fades off.
So it's shorter than last time.
Correct.
Does anyone know what it's actually saying? Seems to be. Is it one voice? Is it several voices all mixed together?
And Lumi is the only one that hears this, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
I will try and discern the same, but going off what I can tell, I don't have a clue what it was saying. I'm just relieved it finished much quicker than the last set of voices.
Does this happen while we're all having dinner, or is this like later?
It happens pretty much when y'all are sitting down just kind of relaxing, and Lumi has taken the break and is just sitting there, doing whatever. And all of a sudden, you notice Lumi's just kind of like they kind of twitch just for a second because it comes out of nowhere, and then they kind of settle down. But you can see there's a little bit of stress in their faces. It happens and is prepared.
Lumi, old chap, are you okay? You seem a bit perplexed. You're about to bite on a fork with nothing on it because your toasty egg, is literally in your lap. What's wrong?
I said I was wondering, you needn't worry. There were less voices this time.
What voices?
The ones that are going on in the woods.
Oh, those God stuff. Yeah. Sorry. Drink?
Yeah.
I'll give him a drink.
Okay. Your short rest happens off, no problem. And you can head off towards the woods. Anybody want to do anything else before you step in?
It's darker inside the woods than it is outside.
You think so, because the forest canopy is actually pretty thick.
Torches.
Up to y'all.
I've got a torch.
You've all
So
got
I
an adventuring
will-
kit.
Yeah, I will take the rear.
Okay.
D-bag, I suggest you take lead.
Where do you want me, boss? Yeah, I have basically I have,
point.
I have a bit of a flaming hand, so got a torch in the other hand, but it's not lit, just in case.
You start heading off, and it takes you probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, to get down to where you can actually start. You actually smell the woods before you actually get to the woods. It smells like rotting flesh and iron from blood, and it smells like after a battlefield of war. You can smell the rotting flesh, the iron smell of blood on the floor, and it actually, you feel a heat kind of radiating from this area. The clothes that you're wearing are actually too thick for where you're going. You can tell that the snow has stopped way before the woods, and it's not even snowing above the woods. It's actually stopped completely. There is no snow happening above the woods. It's like this invisible force area is in front of the woods and no snow makes it to it. But you get this distinct smell of dead flesh, rotting flesh.
As soon as we smell this, I'm going to just pick up and just see if that helps to block out the smell. Pull up a kerchief and just put that over my nose.
You put it over there, and it still kind of permeates, but it helps a little bit.
I want to grab a cloth, I guess, something from my robe, and I'm going to, again, press the digitation in so that it smells nice. Like how they used to stuff flowers in Plague Doctor Mask and just put it. So it smells lovely to me.
I actually have a rather nice cologne, which I'm going to take out for silk hanky and then just tie it across my face so I look like a little bandit. My first thought was Ignis farted.
You start making it to the woods, and you're actually right on the edge of it before these trees come in, and you can see that these trees, the outside of the bark is actually a dark red, and it has this goop just dripping in between the barks of the trees, and something's just kind of slithering down into it, some type of viscous liquid, but it very thick, just coming down to it. The trees are the branches are dipped down. Definitely Bloodleaf Woods is got its namesake. The leaves are the blood red, and every once in a while you see a drop come falling from it, and you can immediately tell where this metal smell comes from, as you expect from what is being called. Volan, how does this make you feel as you walk up?
Makes me think of stories, my youth, and I'm kind of almost in awe of it. Like this almost feels like a horrible version of a divine thing. Like it's in like an inverse of something that sacred. So kind of caught in awe of it in a way, like fascinated. And I can't help but reach out, just touch the bark,
You
just kind of
touch
hold
it,
my hand against it.
and the viscous liquid goes all over your hand and drips down, and it looks and feels like warm blood. And you pull your hand back, and it looks, smells, everything like blood.
That's a fitting namesake then, as I sort of turn back to the group. I guess it's like for someone who's probably quite upkept and keeps himself quite clean, you're surprised at how little the blood seems to bother me. And so kind of flick it off. Shall we continue?
You wipe it off, nothing happens. I mean, it pretty much acts just like blood. Because it
Thanks
is
for
blood.
that. I'm now wiping blood off of me. You just see these flick. Do you have any idea how hard it would be to get that out of this tunic?
It's raining from all the trees. You're going to be covered in short.
It is as you start going in, you notice that it's getting much hotter. The clothes you're wearing are too thick.
I will take those off before entering, place them in my pack.
At this point, you actually notice that I'm not actually wearing clothes that are that thick. I'm a goblin, but I'm frostborn, and actually I'm quite used to the cold. And so earlier on, I just used the cold as an excuse to ride Ignis like a pony. See, it's in this moment you realise he's actually not wearing that many clothes. He was kind of fine in the cold, so I don't really need to take much off. Although I am noticing it's getting bloody warm.
It is actually much warmer in here than it is, and there is this stickiness within the air, very humid, in here, and you can feel it, just kind of permeate your skin once you start taking off your clothes and getting to a more comfortable state. But every once in a while, you feel a drop hit you, and it's a bit of ichor blood. And then you also notice the ground. The ground is a fleshy, pale, pasty color. And when you step, it kind of sinks in like you would bog. But when you do, you can see veins protrude off of it. And it looks like you're walking on flesh.
Could I sort of seeing the ground, sort of look down, and then I'll kind of get my sword and I will gently sort of stab it into the ground.
And it bleeds.
Do we hear anything?
Nothing happens, but it just definitely it feels like you're kind of piercing skin. The ground is firm; you can walk on it and everything. It gives a little give, but it's like walking on the flesh of a creature.
Boing, boing. If it's got that kind of feeling in it.
If you were to move, here is one of your first rulings. If you were to move to a far distance in any combat maneuver, you would have a disadvantage roll to do that. So keep that in mind if you try to do a distance roll or distance move of far. You would do an agility roll, but it would be at disadvantage instead of advantage, unless you had an ability that contradicts this. Do we keep on moving?
Yes.
Right. You keep on walking. You keep on walking in, and it just kind of feels off. You aren't used to this. It is that chilled up your spine. You keep looking around every so often, and everybody give me a type of you see something coming out of the corner of your eye, and you see something. I want you to give me a roll and tell me how you would perceive it. Whether you're going to use, knowledge or instinct or whatever, you can just tell me, unless it's something out of the ordinary. It would be a reaction roll, not a fear and hope roll.
I'm rolling and I'm using presence. As a wordsmith, a bard, and a performer, being able to be aware of your audience and everything going on around you, so you can encapsulate them and make them hang on your every word and buy you a drink. So that's why I'm using presence to roll to see what's going on. And I think this might be why earlier on I noticed the snake.
Perfectly fine. Igneous, how are you using instinct to make this roll?
So even though the floor is flesh, and you said it's pliable. So I'm figuring I'm feeling that ground movement, almost like Daredevil.
Okay.
Feeling those shock waves coming through the floor, and they come up through my body, and that's how I'm sensing movement around me. And I know it's not my companions because I know their footsteps.
Did anyone else think graboids? The vibrations on the ground.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm at the
I
back, so I'm
clearly
just watching
don't know
people's
what it
reactions.
is.
I'm
You pretty
basically
much
just skipping around.
everybody but Lumi. You kind of every once in a while you see this kind of like snake-like creature come up and come down every so often, but it doesn't pierce the ground. The flesh comes up, and you see this snake-like creature come up and come down as the ground moves with it. And Igneous, you immediately see this, and you call it out for everybody else that when you see this snake-like creature, you get a very clear look at it. It's an intestine that is moving. And so like the skin of the ground moves up, and this intestine kind of worms in and comes back down and folds back down. You may go ahead and describe what you feel and tell everybody what you saw.
Because I am so in tune with my surroundings, I actually feel like that worm or intestine, as you described it, is under my own skin. And I get that sense of it crawling up my back and across the back of my neck and across my chest. And I stop walking and I go down into my battle stance. And you all know this because you've seen it happen many times before. I am about to charge, about to try and predict where this thing is next going to break the surface and run straight at it and try and grab it. Because I want to know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I told you I saw something.
In fight or flight, I'm going straight for fight, okay?
You keep looking around and nothing happens on that plane anymore. But you can tell that this is not a snake or a worm, that it is the guts of whatever is underneath this that kind of snaked up.
I will notice Igneous going to his battle stance and go, you do know what goes through the intestine. I'd rather not surface it. The smell would get a lot worse.
So you're saying this land is actually alive?
Quite possibly.
And it's not a tentacle?
No.
Kingsman,
I'd feel better if we get to this church as soon as possible.
you kind of see this, and you know, as de facto leader and stuff, and you kind of are listening. You notice up in the distance, you see a humanoid figure walking towards you. You see the silhouette. This area is very dark, and you know the canopy is very tight, but a little streak of light will come through every so often. But you do see a humanoid, you know, bipedal creature kind of walking towards you. It's off in the distance. It's at very far range, but you can make out a bipedal something walking towards you.
I'll make it everyone aware in the group. So when Igneous went into his battle stance, I'm holding a torch in my left hand, which I have a chain around my wrist. With my right hand, I pull out my sword. I'm ready. I'm watching the area. So while you're dealing with that and having your chat, I see this figure. And I say, "Oi, you lot, shut it. Look, some." I hold my sword out lengthways, pointing in the direction of whoever this is approaching us.
You
Got me
all
stubborn, boss.
you all see this, and you see it's in very far range, but you see a humanoid type creature walking towards you.
Boss, trying to stop it.
You're gonna try to stop it.
Wow.
Lumi's just gonna give it away. It's not done anything bad to us yet.
We continue moving forward, but everybody be ready. Everybody be on your guard.
You can see that as you're walking forward, it looked like it was probably going across your, in front of you, horizontally. But it notices you and starts turning and turns and starts walking towards you. It gets to about far distance, and you can actually see it. And the mere shock of what you're seeing is pretty much a disbelief. It is a human body. The skin is completely see-through. You can see the guts, the organs, the bones, the intestines, everything. And the feet are actually part of the ground. They are actually still part. They don't, when he walks, the skin of the ground moves with the feet, and it just keeps on walking. And you can see that this creature, while completely see-through, and you see all the internal organs, is actually molded from the ground and is coming towards you. The feet never leave the ground. The skin just molds with it as it goes. And it just keeps constant contact. And it looks at you, and you can see that, this ichor is dripping from its face and its mouth. And it starts to run directly at you. It is now at far distance. You have the spotlight. This will be our first encounter of combat. You have the spotlight. You may go.
Umi, you're up. Take it down.
I mean, I'm a wizard, right? There's not much decision making that needs to go into this. I am
I step
immediately.
up next to you. Be ready. Again, I've got the torch. I've got my sword. I'm ready next to you.
I'm just gonna fireball it. What else? What else is there to do
Hold the
when
fireball.
an encounter goes on as a wizard?
All right, go ahead.
So that's the attack
So,
roll for that.
Yep, you're gonna do
I
the attack
believe.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay. You do gain a hope off of that. So
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. Make sure you keep track of your hope and always
colours
get
are
it.
a bit weird. Yep. I'll do more damage with fear though.
You do, but
oh well. And I'll do some damage to it.
all right.
Got nothing to base the numbers on, really. But
you throw the fireball
big.
out, and it hits and explodes in the area, and it hits, and you like just this big old open area just lights up with fire, and all of a sudden you see it still coming, but off to its right, another body grows up. Off to its left, another body grows up out of the ground, and now you've got 3 meat puppets looking at you, coming towards you.
The right spell, Lumi. Said knock it down, not make more.
Well, fire doesn't tend to be a means of reproduction in the normal woods. As I can keep going, right?
Yeah, you still have the spotlight.
That's how it works.
Yeah, you still have the spotlight.
I'm gonna notice that doesn't work, and I'm going to try and mystic tether one of them.
Okay.
To get them to stop running. I'll roll that.
While he's doing this, I'm going to mystic tether one of the other ones as well.
You're
This is almost a tag team effect.
Are you going
not in this
to
case.
pass the spotlight? It is Lumi's spotlight still. And Lumi is going to cast it, and you get another hope, and you do Mystic Tether one of
Yep.
them. Same one that you were
So the
attacking. You're
left
going to do.
one stopped.
Okay.
So the left one.
All right. Are you going to pass the spotlight over now? And
I will pass the spotlight over so that the other one can be tethered as well.
And anybody can take a spotlight. You just need to say. And Teabag, you
I
can go
will-
ahead.
Yep, I
Teabag
was-
had a
I-
suggestion.
As I've seen Lumi tether one, this is something I can do as well. He's taken the left one, so I'm going to tether the right one. I'm just going to step up alongside him. Great idea, friend. And so I am going to tether.
Right. You go and you cast it, and you see that two of them have stopped. It is Teabag. You do hit, but you roll with fear, so this will come back to me.
Yeah.
My turn now. You come up and you cast it up in there, and you get one. I'm going to actually go ahead and spend that fear to remove the tether on one. I'm actually going to then spend another one to increase it, and you notice a fifth creature comes up out of the ground, and they're going to make an attack roll as a horde. And I will do that. As you do that, you still have one tethered. The four that are around you sink down into the ground and pop up within close range of y'all.
Ooh.
All right. So here's the thing: is a horde rule. I make one dice roll, and it affects everybody in this entire party because they all attack. If you have abilities that can help out, you are all within close range of each other because y'all said not to spread out or say anything different. So we're just going to assume that. So Kingsman, I know you have a lot of abilities that, protecting each other type thing. But everybody, I rolled a 19. I believe I hit everybody on that. So they do hit. Everybody will be taking. Does anybody have any abilities they want to do before I do anything and roll damage?
I will use I Am Your Shield to protect Lumi.
Okay, so you're going to take double this hit. Lumi, he jumps. Yep. Kingsman jumps in front of you and blocks the hit. All right, so this is going to be your first damage roll. I'm going to tell you, everybody takes 7 points of damage. You can mark 1 point of armor to drop that 7. I'm guessing that's probably going to be a minor hit to take no hit points or whatever.
On the character sheet, can you explain what we do?
Correct. So on the top of the character sheet where it says armor, you should have some boxes. Yep. If you click that, or you can actually, what you can do instead of on the character sheet, take damage. And then it'll give a little pop-up box, and it says...
calculate damage.
Calculate damage. You have put the number in, and if you're going to use an armor slot, you put an armor slot.
And number was 19?
No, 7 for damage. 19 was to hit. And Kingsman, you will actually be taking 2 hits, 2 separate hits, not combined. So you'll take a 7 from being hit by this creature, and then you're going to jump in front of Lumi and then take another 7. So you'll calculate damage twice.
I will use one of my prayer dice to help reduce that.
Okay. And like I says, if you want to use your armor slot, so do the calculate damage, put in the number, how much you took, and if you want to use armor or not.
To clarify, it says, so enter the raw damage number, 7. And it says final outcome, mark 1 hit point. I don't take 7 hit points, I just take
1.
I just got hit, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, because usually, depending on what your character sheet is and depending on what your bracket of what your damage is, if you take your first number, if you take less than that number, it is 1 hit point of damage. If you take between those numbers, that's 2. If you take over that, it's 3 on those little brackets.
So I've used an armor slot to take no damage.
Okay. Teabag, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I've just taken the damage.
You're not going to take any armor because if you spend an armor slot, it should take you to take no damage.
Okay. Oh, I've already taken the 1 point of
That's fine.
HP.
Now you can just go ahead and go from here. It is now y'all's spotlight as these creatures have done their action as a horde. And you can now go.
May I? Because as I have just been slapped by some see-through wannabe gold mother. To say that Teacup is annoyed with being unsafe. Do you know what they say, fellas? It's showtime. And what I am going to do is I am going to cast Otherworldly Shimmer. Which I can. There are 5 here currently, and they're all within close range, correct?
Yes.
Then all 5 of them are within. Every one of them can be affected by this.
You want to read what it does? So everybody can know.
So Otherworldly Shimmer. Make a spellcast roll against all adversaries in front of you within close range once per rest. On a success, create an illusion of an otherworldly cousin light that temporarily enthralls targets you succeed against. While enthralled, they cannot use reactions, they cannot take any other action until they are clear of the condition. You give your GM a fear and make the enthralled target mark for 1d4 stress once per target.
So make your spellcasting roll to see if it goes off.
Nope.
You actually crit. Congratulations. When you crit, you gain not only a hope die, but you also remove a stress.
I don't have any stress at the moment.
Which
I'm
is fine.
very chilled out.
Is there a damage roll to this?
Yes, there is.
Not the stress roll, but a damage roll.
No, I've clicked on the feature roll is the 1d4.
Okay, so
And
they just take
I'll
1d4.
just roll the 1, yeah?
Yep, just roll that. If you were to, so take 1 point of stress. If this was a damage roll, it would be when you do a crit, you calculate the max damage of that roll, and then you roll your dice again and you add it all together. If you were to do a crit, when you get a crit, we'll do that when we get to it. All right.
So that's basically just chuck the stress on every one of them.
Yep.
Cool.
It is actually all spotlight still.
Yeah. So
Kingsman,
they are
Igneous,
enthralled.
Voland, want to do anything?
Yeah.
My Yep. I'll go for it, guys. All yours. They ain't moving. Gentlemen, they're not moving.
Yeah, they're kind of got stars in their eyes as they're kind of like enthralled by whatever this prismatic area is that's holding him at bay.
Does that affect their reaction rolls? Like if they have to make a reaction roll against something that I do?
They can't make reaction rolls per his spells.
So
Reaction rolls,
they
they don't
fail
really-
automatically.
They fail automatically.
And I would very much
Until they
like
clear
to
the
make a great
condition.
sword if possible.
You like to what?
I'd very much like to use my greatsword then to strike one and hopefully then hit all of them.
All right. So first things first, you got to make an attack roll.
So that is.
You will actually gain advantage on this roll. So when you roll, you'll roll a d6 with this, and it'll add together. So whenever you click the box to roll it, in the bottom of the left-hand corner, click advantage. You do roll, and you do roll with fear, so your action will stop right here. I will go ahead and grab my fear. Go
It's
and
meant
roll.
to have +3. I accidentally removed that. Sorry.
That's fine. You hit. Don't worry about it.
Dice I was rolling.
All right.
Yeah.
So go and roll damage.
Just while he's doing that, just want to say when I cast this shimmering rod, so this sort of otherworldly imagery that sort of got them enthralled, and to anyone paying attention, they actually notice that these little, it's not so much flickering lights, it's more like little tiny versions of me dancing in the air, all beautiful and pretty. Obviously, Igneous hates them because I've occasionally cast them around his head for fun.
Voland.
And then pretended I had no idea what they were.
Yeah. So I kind of ready my greatsword and it sort of glows as I sort of strike one. And as I do, that light kind of passes to all of them, purposely hitting all of the little mini tea bags as it sort of spreads between them. So all the others, one takes 14, and then the others will take half the damage.
Yep. You do that, and all of a sudden you've actually hit them, and you can actually see that when you do this, the wounds kind of heal quite quickly behind. You're like, that should have done a lot more damage than you thought. But as soon as you come through and you slice through a part of the body, it kind of heals up a little bit behind it as it comes by. You did roll with fear, so it is actually my activation now. I'm going to go ahead and spend a fear to cancel the effects of the spell due to the fact that you have now struck the creatures, and they all snap back and are going to attack y'all again. One attack roll for all of them, all at once. I rolled an 11. Does anybody have a higher defense than 11? Evasion.
Evasion.
Yeah.
Is it evasion?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine.
My evasion is 11.
Okay, anything that's 11 or less, you got hit. So anybody got 12 or higher besides Lumi?
I'm 12.
Everybody else get hit. Same thing. Anybody going to use an ability that I need to know about before I roll?
You know what? No, actually, I'm going to save it because there's a fear of something much worse. But I did.
All right,
No,
go ahead and click calculate damage. You take 7 points of damage. You may do what you need to if you want to spend a point of armor, any of that type of stuff to drop it down. Everybody, if you spend a point of armor, you're probably not going to take any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm doing the same again, taking a point of armor, so I don't take any damage.
Yeah. It is now back to y'all's turn. I am sitting at 5 fear.
Okay, so for this entire time, I've been locked in that battle stance, and for visual purposes, if you imagine a sumo wrestler, low down, legs ready, poised, one fist on the ground, and then as that second fist touches the ground, I launch into this flurry of blows, Eddie Honda style 1,000-hand slap at the nearest opponent in front of me. So I'm going to use Body Basher.
Okay.
Okay, in order to give me strength on my damage roll, should I hit. And I'm also going to use Ferocity as well. So that allows me to increase my evasion based on how many hit points damage I do. Again, if I manage to hit.
Remember, always use your abilities first that do not require a roll, just as a GM reminder. That way you can do more things in combat than just one thing.
Yeah, I don't have any other than my death maneuvers.
Not everybody does, but just as a friendly reminder.
Yeah. So I think obviously I am the weapon as it says on my character sheet. So I'm gonna roll my open-handed attack.
And you
crit
right off that. All right. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna calculate your damage maximum. And also you get a point of hope and remove 1 point of stress.
So my damage maximum is 35.
Okay, and then you're going to make another roll. So now roll your damage.
So I get to add my strength to this as well.
Yep,
or is it already on there? Okay. Oh, one too many.
And then Mizzy's telling you, do not forget your combo die, because you are a brawler and you get the combo die on top of all of that.
Okay. So how do I... So yeah. Right, so I rolled 18 on all those dice, plus 35 is 53, 63. I don't think I did do my combo die, so I'll roll that now.
Yep.
So that's another 3, so that's some 66 points damage.
Okay. You see, Igneous, you come up and you just like start, slapping and punching and kicking and going in through it. And 3 of the bodies just kind of, they don't fall down. It's like the innards of the body just kind of meld down back into the earth and flatten down. And there's like no body, no guts, no nothing. It just goes back into the ground. But you've only got 2 bodies left standing up.
I will continue the attack now. I'll continue this ferocious onslaught of just hand slaps.
So you can still keep on going because you didn't roll with fear.
Yeah. I will just charge towards the next one. So 18 to hit.
Does hit.
With hope, by looks of it.
Take a point of hope.
Yeah. So gone on, yes it has. Right, and I will roll damage. That should be 24 because I forgot to add my extra strength on, and I need to roll the combo die.
Yep.
So that's 24 plus 1, 25 points of damage.
Okay. You come up and hit. Do you want to pass the spotlight, or you want to hold on to it?
I will pass the spotlight over to Kingsman as I look at him and say, "Leader, this one's teed up right for you." And with that last slap, I'll grab the creature that I've been attacking and I'll thrust it forwards towards Kingsman's upraised sword, because at the beginning of the fight he said he was stood with his sword held upright.
You go to grab him and move him, and it can't be moved. They're attached to the ground.
Okay.
There is 2 standing. Kingsman, what do you plan on doing?
Well, first of all, I was worried we couldn't destroy them, but after seeing, after seeing take them down, I'm gonna hit it with my sword.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for a swing and a miss to the closest one nearest to me.
No problem.
Woody's got that's a +3 strength. That's fine. Roll. Got a 13.
With fear, I will take that fear. You do not hit. You come in and go to hit, and all of a sudden, as your sword gets to the body, it kind of goes into the body and comes out of your hand and is now sticking out, but you've lost control of the weapon since you hit with fear. And it's kind of sticking in the body, but out of your grasp. And it takes your sword out, pulls it out, and goes to strike you with it.
Oh.
I'm actually
Can I
going
use
to...
one of my prayer dice to add to his attack roll, or is it too late for that?
It's too late for that.
Yeah.
And he is going to attack. It does definitely hit you, since I already know that you're that.
Vision is
And
10.
and he does a total of 16 points of damage as your sword comes in and just goes right into your body and just bloodies you up. And it's like, it kind of pains you mentally that someone's using your own sword against you.
I'll use an armor slot on that one.
Yeah, you'll probably take 1 point of damage out of that, most likely. It goes back to you. There are 2 left. And like I says, these bodies are part of the ground. They are moving with the ground.
With the sword now in me, I will just step away so it's that you can't grab the handle anymore. You're gonna have to finish them, guys.
Nice body
Try
jewelry.
cutting
boss.
at the feet.
You're gonna... I'm sorry, what was that, Bolden?
Could I try this time, seeing that my first strike didn't work, try cutting at the feet, where they sort of kind of
Yep,
separate the
go
main
ahead.
body from
The ground.
I will try that this time. So as a 17.
17 with hope. It does hit. Go and roll damage. And anything else that you want to do after this? It is still your spotlight and still your action.
What I want to do is I sort of swing. I swing lower this time for the legs, and I want to sort of sever it and see if the body may reconnects, or if it kind of destroys it, or the wounds seem to hit harder this time because it's temporarily disconnected. If that makes sense.
It actually comes back
through.
into it as soon as you hit it, and it kind of separates. It goes, it kind of reattaches, but you do some damage, and one of them melds into the ground and disappears. You got 1 body left. Yeah.
24, and it needs to do a reaction to take half damage. It's a 14 is the saving throw, I believe.
What is the reaction roll that I need to make? What's the target number? Does it give you the target?
14.
Okay. You sit there, and the
Still
other
yeah.
one kind of like you can see the other one's got like some marks on it where you hit the other one. So it's actually you can start to tell that this is all one being.
Who's closest to it?
Y'all are all close to it.
Oh, close it. I'll sort of turn to the bard. Quick teabag, finish it. I'll pass the spotlight.
And anybody can take the spotlight. You don't have to actually give it to somebody. Anybody can take the spotlight.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Role playing wise, great, but anybody can take the spotlight.
Well, let's try something different, shall we? Quick turn of the hand, and my magic hand appears next to me. And then I'm going to, right, I've had enough of these bloody things. And I am actually going to attack with Wild Flame.
Good job.
Which basically, I can attack up to 3 adversaries within melee range, which this guy certainly is. But I'm just attacking with all my hands against him. Or her, don't know. Yeah. So let's have a crack.
There's only one left, or one body, I should say. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Yeah, that one body is getting smacked with 3 hands. My two regular ones and my magic hand are all going for it. So
Right. Does hit and with hope. So go ahead and take your hope. If you're at max hope, that's even better.
I am now at max hope. Right. Yep. Let's give it some damage.
You blast this thing with fire, and it actually looks like it does more damage than anything else, than anybody's like hit it or stabbed it or jabbed it. But you can definitely tell that this has actually taken more damage, being from a magical attack.
I mean, effectively, my hands are both lit up with flames, and I've just grabbed the things by the legs, and my magic hand has literally come right up between the legs in a full-blown fiery punch, shall we say, to remove this thing from the earth.
It is still there, and it's still all spotlight.
No, so it's not dead, but it seems to have I seem to have definitely done some damage with it.
Better than any physical attack that has happened.
Okay, looks like fire is the aid for the day. As I'm already holding onto it with my flaming hands, I'm going to hit it again with more wild flames.
You're going to cast a spell again?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I've got hope on the last one. Let's hope we don't get the fear bar. It might just wipe the thing out.
And rolls with fear. You're learning.
Yeah. Is that a hit? Does it look like a hit though?
It does hit though, yes.
Hit. So let's give it the damage. And my 3 pervy flamey hand in trying to just do their best to incinerate this thing.
You hear Kingsman start to say something, and you like look over and start to flame it and hit it, and all of a sudden it turns around and goes into the ground, comes back up behind you, and you can everybody else can see this. He doesn't see it because it happens too quickly. The chest bursts open, and the ribs are like teeth, and it comes down onto your body.
I'm going to use my danger sense.
You sense this right away.
Oh no, I have danger sense, and this has come up, and I'm going to make it basically re-roll its attack.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and re-roll it.
Anything within very close range, you've got to re-roll.
All right, I'm going to re-roll. 17. I'm guessing that still hits you. As it comes as this body, the chest opens up, the ribs are the teeth, and it comes down onto you and gets you. You are restrained at this point, so you cannot move. You take a total of 22 points of damage.
Ouch.
Spotlight is y'all's, so you may go ahead and do as you wish. Kingsman, you were about to say something before this creature comes up and snacks into him, and you see that his body is now within the body of this creature.
I've pulled out my the sword out of my own body. I'm just holding the wound, and my chained arm still is holding this torch.
Correct.
So as seeing this creature pop up, I make a few steps forward to plunge the torch into the face, the mouth, head of this creature as the draws across.
You will actually do just a straight die roll, so you're going to roll a 2d10, and you get to add, we'll say agility to that roll. So whatever so you can basically do an agility roll.
2d10 plus 1. I'm rolling.
You go to roll and you stick it in, and it dodges out of the way, and you can see Teabag is inside this body, and is like, you can see his hands kind of pushing through the skin and trying to get out. like some alien creature. Eyes big and wide, as this gore and gut is starting to fill your mouth and your nose. Teabag, take 1 point of damage, and you may not use armor to do it. So you would take 1 hit point worth of damage.
I look back to the team behind me, still holding this bleeding wound. Everyone, stop it before it goes under. It's going to take Teabag.
I step forwards, plunging both fists into the chest area where I saw it open, where I saw it swallow Teabag. And I would like to just try and rip the chest cavity open to get Teabag out, please.
Okay. So you're just going to roll the hit. You will have to pierce through the skin. So just go and roll an attack roll.
I'm just getting flashbacks to John Carpenter's The Thing. So
yes, very much so.
The chest ripped out, but then Steve just said he's going to plunge both arms in, and I know what happens next.
You actually roll with hope.
Hit.
You actually roll with hope. Good, because if you would roll with fear, you would have done this damage also to Teabag. So go ahead and roll damage as you punch into this creature's body to try to reach Teabag.
That's 27, and I'll roll a combo die as well. That's 31 points damage.
You reach in and you just kind of smash into it, and you've got a hold of Teabag, and you pull him out, and he's like covered in viscous and gore and guts, and the creature looks at you. It is like, you can tell it's not dead or it's not going away, but it is eyes wide, big mouth, and the ribs are coming back out again to try to bite in them as you start pulling away. You do have initiative still, so who wants to take the spotlight?
I'll step back with Teabag and I'll look at Lumi and say, "Do the magic shit."
All right, so
I've seen things.
above the table
Oh, God.
question. Just for obviously, I have a magic attack at the step. I don't have to fireball the entire team, as funny as that would be. When it says range far, is that up until far?
Yes. Yeah. So your
And
staff
then,
is actually a
like,
ranged
far
weapon.
and back.
Yeah, far and back.
Yeah.
You
So
can
I'll,
go-
in that case, I will attack with the magic staff to shoot into the hole that's been left behind from ripping Teabag out of it.
Go and roll to hit. You roll with fear. I will take my fear. And that does hit. But Teabag, you will take half damage from this. Go ahead and roll, Louis.
I'll
your
heal you
damage.
Ah,
So you will take 7 points of damage, Teabag, as you're being pulled away from this, and this thing gets shot in, and it comes into contact with you, but you only take half. You can spend your armor to get rid of it, so no big deal.
Oh, I am very much using my armor. I'm not going to say how many hit points I've got left, but
and you hit it. It looks pretty damaged. You can now surmise that actual magic damage does better than physical damage to it. It has resistance to physical damage. It does have the hope die, and you did not roll with hope, roll with fear. It's going to go and go. It's going to lunge towards teabag and try to bite you again. Does not get advantage on this roll, but it will roll to hit you. And does
Is there
miss.
anything I can do from a sorry, go on.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to make a scene.
You're gonna make a scene.
Oh yeah, because if this is coming to bite me, oh boy, am I making a scene. You toothy, oh god, bastard! That's it. What are you doing? Look at all these people looking at you. You're an embarrassment. What are you doing? And basically, I am going to spend 3 hope points and give it a -2 penalty. To anything it's going out to give it a -2 penalty.
Okay, it misses you.
Making a scene.
It tries to grab you, and the ribs kind of come like this, right behind your back, and kind of barely hit your clothes, and starts ripping your clothes up as it's coming, and your cloak and everything, and it's like barely pinching. It is y'all's spotlight.
Son of a bitch. The ripping of my cloak. That was a gift.
Well,
But
I
the first
think
thing I'm going to
noticing
do
I
is
continue stepping back with teabag, and
Okay.
I will throw him behind me out of range.
Okay. Anybody
don't
else
hold me
want to
back. I'm
take?
going to murder him.
Anybody else want to take the spotlight and attack?
I am going to
So-
I'm going to my health potion.
Oh,
Alright.
right.
Because
Noticing
all the balls from the back.
noticing the increased, well, the non-resistance to magic attacks, I'll go for another one.
All right.
Finally, not fear.
You roll with hope, so make sure you gain your
Yep.
hope, and roll damage.
Yep.
You hit it, and
That's,
as it goes down, you may describe how it dies because you did kill the last one.
well, like everything else, I've just been whipping bolts of magic out of the staff into the body, and like the others, it just melds back into the greater being as it slowly dissolves from absorbing too much magical energy.
And pretty much the ground settles again. There's no bulging, no creatures coming up, nothing happening, but you can feel the ground start to hum. You start hearing it in your ears. Very low, very quiet, but you feel this hum and hear this hum in your ear.
Oh no, I've got tinnitus.
Pretty much, that's kind of pretty much what it is.
Can I ask about the bodies that just attacked us? Were they all like identical? Did they all look
100%.
like different people? All
100% identical.
I just pick your brains for a second. As I said, I drank my potion to restore some hit points because I've only got 1 left. And I click through to consume it, but I can't see a way of rolling or to find it because I think it was a 1d. The minor healing potion is 1d4, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can either usually if you go to your equipment and click in it, up on the right hand side it'll show. It'll either sometimes they'll have a button for you to roll it. If not, just go to the bottom bottom left hand corner and look for the die and just click the D4 and roll it. Welcome to your first combat of Daggerheart. The spotlight system kind of gets a little difficult to get used to because you can do whatever you want. You gain 1 hit point back from that.
Hooray!
I'm going to assume you need a couple more.
Well, I'm now on 3 hit points and 3 armor.
Now,
So I will.
I'm probably looking quite beaten.
If you want, you can take a short rest. And this is where it becomes very important to make sure if you're going to take a short rest, one, you set up someone which would lose one of their short rest abilities to kind of set up watch because you are in a hostile environment. And 2, where you can actually start helping each other out because when you do a short rest, you can actually click to say heal, but you can say heal others.
How many? So you've healed 1, and you were 1 away. What are you left with numerically?
I have 2 hit points left, and I have 2 armor slots left. So I'm 3 of 5 and 3 of 5 effectively on both. My clothes look more messed up than I do, but I'm not in a good way.
Does anyone else have anything that they'd get back on a short rest that they would like to do one for? Otherwise, I do have a healing spell.
I don't
can also
particularly
heal.
want to rest here.
Healing
Want to
spell?
keep moving.
Healing
sounds
spell.
good.
So that is, I will roll that. I don't know what.
Double one, it's actually a crit, but it is not a damaging spell, so you'll get 4 hit points back. I guess that's what it was, is for every point you roll.
Ooh.
No, wait a minute.
If I read it out. Make a spellcast roll on a target creature other than yourself. On a success, I mark a stress, and to clear 2 hit points or 2 stress. Oh, I'm assuming if it's a crit, then it's doubled it. So yeah, 4.
Yeah. And
4 hit
then
points.
you would also gain a hit point and remove a stress from yourself. This is mostly meant more for in combat.
I'm saying, well, it says mark a stress. I'm assuming I gain a stress for healing that.
Correct. But you crit on the effect, so you would not take a stress at all.
Neutral.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Because you would mark a stress
damage-
first. Because you would mark a stress first to cast a spell. Cast the spell, you got a crit, remove it, and then get the benefits of it. But he only gets the amount of hit points. He doesn't double it. So whatever your spell says, gain what, 2?
Oh, 2 hit points then.
Yeah.
2 hit points.
Okay, well, that means I moved down to 1.
Is
I'm
that
feeling
everyone?
considerably better.
Kingsman, you were
I'm
about
fine.
to say something. Are we moving
Yeah.
on?
I was just going to clarify. Is that everyone gets those 2 hit points?
Only him.
Oh no, that is specifically for Teabag. It's basically cure wounds. Oh,
Right, you patched up. Let's keep going.
Well,
How is Kingsman looking? Did he took a few hits there? Is he
He's taking
much
3
hit points?
damage. Taking 3 damage.
I can use an ability to heal 2 points of those damage as we sort of set off. Kind of checking with the boss to make sure he's okay. And
well, he is applying himself to kill Kingsman. I'll let him do it.
Voland, are you casting a spell to heal him?
yes,
As
I'll
soon as
kind
you
of-
cast that spell and you kind of reach out to give him that, time freezes. You notice everybody around you has stopped. The trees part above you and move back, and you see the sky. You see the stars. And something out of your right eye notices that the stars start to blink, and it's multiple blinking stars. And they start to blink, and then they start to move towards you, and they get bigger and bigger and brighter. Everybody else does not see this right now, but you are held in suspended animation, FYI. They come down, and all of a sudden, when it gets right above the canopy, this face appears. Huge, I mean, large beyond belief. I'm talking, covers the night skies. The eye sockets are actually jaws with sharp pointing teeth and maggots falling out between them. The mouth is actually a giant blood pussed eyeball. And it's moving around and looking. The teeth are mashing up and down. And as it's doing this, one of them is talking while the other one's trying to eat the creatures that are coming in and trying to get out. The other one's like, "You have done well. Thank you for doing this. You are going to be a great servant for me." And it starts mashing a bit more. And then all of a sudden the other one comes in and goes, "Yes, keep doing this." And it comes back and like this slimy worm tries to come out of the right eye socket mouth and moves around, and it goes back into a hole within the skin and then comes back out another hole within the skin and then comes in, and this giant tongue reaches out and grabs it and sucks it out, and the eyeball kind of twitches for a second, and then it comes back and then comes back in, and there's all these maggots falling within its body and falling out, and starts hitting the ground around you, and then it spaces back up into the ground. And then there are all these little bitty eyes that you saw. They turn into little stars again and twinkle. And everybody comes back, but there are maggots covering the entire floor. Now you can cast a spell and give it to him. And the spell actually works without you having to roll.
Nice. It'll be for 2 hit points. That's the ability, but yeah, I guess I kind of go to sort of reach out, and then so boss, a word, and then nothing, as what they described just happens, and you feel yourself get better, but I don't actually say anything as I'm just sort of there, like.
And there are maggots covering the floor of the canopy. The canopy is closed back up. It looks exactly like normal.
Where did the maggots come from? Pretty certain they weren't here before.
As you hear that echo through the woods.
Did I get a sense that was demonic or divine? Or would I not have any sense of it other than just that was just terrifying?
That the laugh, you have no clue.
The vision I had, was it like?
Oh, it was definitely divine.
Divine.
A demonic divine being that came down and told you good job. An eldritch god just told you this. I need everybody to give me a perception roll. You're perceiving something with your eyes, if this helps you in any way possible. Except for Voland, you may stand still.
Yeah.
Is that just the instinct?
You can use instinct, whatever you need to. It is a reaction roll, so there's no fear or hope generated from this, so don't worry about it. You all kind of look over at Voland, and he is actually kind of like, I wouldn't say frozen in place, but you've noticed that he has soiled himself and his piss is running down his leg. Voland, take a point of stress.
Shame.
Maggots I can deal with, but I'm not cleaning that up.
Hey, these maggots are, like I said, the floor is covered with these overly large maggots, and he has definitely soiled himself in some form
I'm
or
just
other.
going to sigh, head in one hand, like I've just watched my party member piss themselves, and I'm gonna clean it up with prestidigitation. I'm not letting my party walk around like that.
I kind of realize what's happening and just kind of grab my sword like closer to kind of half cover it.
You remember
steady
everything,
myself.
Voland. You do not forget this.
We are. These woods are not so silent after all. There are voices here.
Are you hearing Lumia's voices as well now?
Everybody heard that this time. Lumia is
No,
exactly the
'cause
same voice as you hear. But everybody heard it this time.
I know, we all heard the laughter I was talking about because of where he has soiled himself, and this is apparent before the laughter. So
Yes.
there is something sort of. Are you hearing the voices as well, my friend?
And then you hear
Don't
that
worry.
whisper go off as you say that, and everybody hears that whisper in their ear, and it's behind in your ear. It's not around you. You can hear it's like someone in your right ear doing this. Lumia, it's exactly the same sound that you heard ever since.
Right. Well, as we're going forward, I know there's these voices and things in the woods. Now all of us are hearing. And well, they want to talk, fine. So shall I. Obviously, I've got a much more eloquent voice than they have. And I am going to rally. So once a session, I am allowed to rally the party and give everybody a rally die. And I do believe that my rally is, let's see, going to sound something like this, because I'm going to speak to these voices and whispering things in the woods. Yes, I can hear you all out there, but as you have already seen from your ghastly little friends, don't mess with us. Or how can I put this another way? Don't mess with me, because my friend's a rock, and he'll knock you out with his giant block. On the end of his fist, he'll go for your head. Mess with us, and you'll end up dead. And I my rousing speech, and I'm rallying everybody.
But pretty
So-
much what it is, you see him kind of stand up and give this speech, and you can tell him what you give him with that.
So basically, everybody gets a d6. This is your rally die, and you can add this to the result of an action roll, a reaction roll, a damage roll, or to clear a number of stress equal to the result.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you've all got a d6 you can use, as I said, in more than one way to assist you.
Dylan definitely looks calmer, but he kind of sort of, after everyone sort of rallies and you said your piece, I don't think the voices are what we just thought.
How many stress have you got at the moment?
Plenty at the moment.
No, I
One.
mean,
Yeah.
they are only on one stress.
Yes.
Okay. No
Um,
worries.
I just, I'll sort of look more to Lumi as I sort of talk, sensing that he may have a better understanding of what I'm talking about, and I'll describe what I saw and what happened. And I say that it's almost as if a divine spoke to me. I've not felt that, and since before I came to these lands, this is, I'm still unsure, but whatever it is, it's pleased we're here, and I do not know if that is a good thing.
Well, at least someone's happy we're here. He says, looking at himself covered in blood from head to toe.
Are the maggots eating away at the ground?
Yeah, they're kind of digging in there around, eating and everything. The ground's not making anything besides, you hear the hum, the
Yeah.
tinnitus pretty much in your ear as you're here.
Right. If we've wasted enough time, I suggest we keep moving.
Onwards and upwards.
As we go, can I search in my pack for like a glass vial of like just water or something, toss it out and scoop up some maggots and seal them in there?
Yep, you may.
They were a gift. And I'll sort of pack them away and kind of slick back my hair again and kind of try and regain some sort of my overconfident posture that I had before.
Well, while he's just going to point out while he's doing this, because I have my magic hand out, and basically I've got 3 of them and I'm juggling them. Just walking through the woods, just juggling maggots. They're really big, you said. I'm tiny, so.
Okay. You keep on walking through the woods. Kingsman, you notice that the ground is definitely still kind of meaty, is the best way to put it, but it is actually getting a little bit more tough and leathery. Like it's been tanned hide as you're walking.
Does anyone else notice the ground has changed?
Not quite as spongy underfoot, boss.
Less bloody, maybe.
Can we see the light we saw before entering?
No, you still cannot see that green light. You believe you're going the right way, but
Igneous, are we still going in the right way?
Yeah, we are.
Double time.
I'm confident that the map location I marked will take us directly towards that light you saw. Be it the church or something else. We'll discover when we get there. Roughly how long do I think we'll be walking for to reach it?
oh, you've maybe walked like maybe half a day. And it's going to take you probably maybe 2 days to get to where you think you need to be.
Okay. Okay. So we are going to have to rest at some point in this forest. I will continue to keep an eye out for a defensible campsite for when we do need to stop.
as you start moving through the woods and everything, and the ground starts to feel a little bit more firm, but it's still, got this, give to it. You do see up in the distance, you see a light, sort of like a campfire because it's kind of flickering around and everything up in front of you. It is very far away, but definitely is within the, it's piercing the darkness as it's coming around.
Do we want to move towards the light, or do we want to avoid that?
Your call, boss. What do you reckon?
Towards.
Is it in the direction that we're going?
It is in the
Let's
direction that
let's
you're going.
take a chance. There might be people like us, or there could be more of those horrors. Let's find out.
If they're
You-
like maggot juggling.
You start coming up and you start hearing chanting and like a ritual type, chant going on. And the voices are not really distinct as in any type of, whether they're male or female, but they're definitely gurgled and growly and definitely hoarse, like an old lady that's been smoking cigars for the last, 75 years. Chanting going on.
Yeah, I don't think these are friendly.
No.
I don't think anything here is friendly.
Oh, should we sneak in and have a look?
Do you recognise the chanting, Lumi?
No, you do it not,
No.
Lemmy. Nothing comes up.
So we're going to get a bit
No, it's
closer and
always
have a
an
look.
option.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
We're suggesting fireball as a way to say hello.
Well, we can do double fireball if you want, boss. Is it worth us having a look though, just in case?
The
Boss,
last time I blindly fireballed a room, it turned out to be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, also, boss, for all you know, they might be goblins, and I'm not gonna, it's kind of against me. There's not many things that are against me, but yeah, it's one of those things. Can we sneak forward and just have a peek to see what they are? And if they look all there, then swoosh. Yes?
On empty bag, you take point.
Are you
No worries.
all going up there? Are you all stealthing, or is just Teabag stealthing up there?
I'm happy to stealth.
What
Yeah.
what distance range are we in at the moment? Are we far?
You're very far before you get there.
Yeah, I'm happy to stealth up from here to very far. It gets us close enough that I can have a look and see what I'm actually dealing with.
Go ahead. Don't forget, I believe your armor can help you with your hiding and your stealthing. Does give you some type of bonus.
Yeah, it does indeed. Let me just bring it up. Yes, it has a +1 to my evasion. Is my arm is what that does. So yes, so I get a +1 on evasion.
Which it's already calculated in, but I think there's something else that it does.
That's all good. Well, they're Gambleson armor. Base threshold 511.
Oh,
base
okay.
score 3. Features flexible +1 to evasion.
No, the other armor you're wearing below that.
Oh,
You have something
Tira's
a bit
soft
more
armor.
zest.
Feature quiet. Gain +2 bonus to rolls make to move silently. Okay, that's very handy. So I get a +2 on my stealth roll.
We just
And you,
lost Ben.
Hmm?
Did we just lose Ben?
Nope, we're good.
Ben's good. He
Everyone's
need to
still-
change his camera up. So go ahead and make a stealth roll, and then you can add that plus bonus to it. Just click it in the little box.
1 sec. Sorry, I've just accidentally clicked off the wrong thing. Yeah. And obviously this is going to be a finesse roll. For that, correct?
If that's what you believe that you could use. you can roll
Finesse
stealth roll.
is what? Yeah, so we can roll, and I get a +2 on that, don't I? So do I just roll it and then add the 2, or is there a way of adding it to the roll before I roll?
Yeah, you can add the plus. So there's like a little plus or minus to add to the amount, or we can just add it. Not a big deal. Just unknown to add 2.
No worries.
And you rolled
Okay.
with hope, so make sure you take your hope.
Don't have my hope.
And you start to sneak
Right
up
then.
there. You start sneaking up there. You can see him kind of go up, and then all of a sudden he kind of melds with the area and kind of disappears into the darkness as he starts to move up.
I've escaped from more than one tavern without paying my bill. Very good at sneaking. Or my lady's chamber.
Goes in and starts walking up, and then fades from you, and you do not hear him or see him. Teabag, you walk up there, and you kind of start moving around the trees, start coming in and around, and you finally start to see it, and the noise is actually pretty loud. You see 3 humanoid, hunchbacked, possibly women, around a bonfire, completely naked, long hair scraggled, leathery skin, everything, dancing around this fire, throwing bones, throwing flesh into it, and just singing, chanting these songs and going off and just coming around. And you can start to feel the ground is starting to help pulse and jump with their movement as you're getting closer.
Right, friends, witches, whatever. Okay, I am going to head back to the boss because this is what I said I was going to do. I'm going to sneak in, and yeah. So I will head back to
Give me
Kingsman and the rest of
another
the guys.
stealth roll then to leave quietly. Take a point of hope if you still have some hope. And you turn to step and walk away, and all of a sudden your body locks up, goes, and your head leans back, and this light starts to shine from your eyes and your mouth up into the air, and y'all notice this right away. There's this skull that is floating behind his skull, and it is looking up with him, and this light is shining up from his face and the skull at the same time up into the air, and you see his body locked in. You are restrained as of this moment, sir. And his body is kind of levitated up off the ground and locked backwards. He's not screaming, but his mouth is open like he is screaming. What do you do? He is at far distance.
I have range. If the immediate thought is annihilate the skull, and I don't mean fireball. Given
I was going to say, because obviously I rallied everyone earlier, and I do have my rally die because I didn't think of that to add it to that 11, which was a terrible, which was not a good roll to boost that up.
You would have to add it before you roll.
Yep, no, that's fine. It's just that one of the things I should have thought about it and thought probably worth doing it now because I got a good roll before. So I'm effectively doing this, aren't I?
You are locked and in an embrace.
Oh, why do
how
all
much
these
is the
women
rally
want-
die? What's the?
It gives you a d6 to 1. You get to use 1d6 on one action for this session. You can either roll it to hit, to damage, to resist. It's up to you.
I'm more than willing to shoot the skull.
Yeah,
Infest the moon.
shoot the skull. I'm going to start running towards Teabag. In the meantime, before I get there, just target the skull.
Okay.
I'm not going to hit the skull.
Actually, you do hit the
But I'm
skull.
gonna
A
shoot
double one is a crit.
Oh, excellent.
That is the lowest roll you can get with the best success you can get. Kingsman, as you are running, you need to give me an agility roll, but at disadvantage still, since you are running up too far distance. Lumi, you do shoot the skull. Roll for damage.
And has that been doubled automatically, or does that get doubled?
No. You have to calculate your
So
double,
that'll be
and then
18.
you do it on. Okay.
That'll be 18 then.
All right. Kingsman, you
I-
run off. You do not get to far distance. You get to just outside, just under far distance to them.
Do I still get the hope?
Yes. Yep. And you come out there. You hit the skull. The skull gets damaged. You can see a little bit of crack on it. Teabag, take 2 points of stress.
Yep.
As you feel this jolt go through your body. It is still y'all's initiative.
So I'm gonna. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, how close am I to the skull?
You would need to make another distance move
Okay.
to get into melee. I'm guessing that's what you're trying to do.
Well, I've got my my hook, my tow line. I was going to use that on the skull to see if I could bring it towards me. If I was in range of, I don't know what range it has. It just says, well, it says range close.
Yeah, so you have to be within close. You would need to make another movement and then roll to hit.
Which seems strange because it's it's a feature of the hook to pull something into close, but I have to be close to it.
Got a range of close.
Range of close. But the point of it is to bring something to me.
I bet you you can hit something in close and pull it into melee.
Yeah,
is what probably what it means. You still have spotlight.
I'm going to keep running.
Yep. So do everything as we've been advised. Do the non-dice roll options first, and then I will just shoot it again, provided we still have.
So on the spirit of doing the non-dice roll stuff first, I'm going to drop into my battle stance and use death maneuvers. So I'm going to give myself a point of stress, and I'm going to move to far range without making an agility roll.
Yay! Awesome, you actually get there.
And I would. So I'm not going to hit the skull initially because I guess we all saw Teabag react to the first strike.
Very much so. Yeah, you also have his body kind of twitch.
So when I get there, can I see the crones?
You do see the crones, and you see 4 other skulls flying towards you.
Okay. So what I would like to do is, as I arrive, I reach down into my pack that's hanging beside, a bit like a messenger bag. I reach in out and I pull out a piece of equipment that you gave me called a blinding orb, which is filled with a bright white light. And I will raise it up into the air, and everybody sees this bright white light radiate from this thing that I'm holding in my hand. And I smash it down onto the ground. And it goes off like a flashbang grenade. And anyone within close range. So are they within close range?
The skulls are in close range of you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to use that blinding orb, which is consumable. So all of them become vulnerable until they mark HP.
Okay.
Okay. So I will mark that off of my equipment.
So
now we can start rolling.
Those skulls, good job. This is how this is why the Daggerheart system is there. You are now doing combo maneuvers to help each other out. He has made every skull vulnerable, so now you get a D6 an advantage roll to this. So whenever you do any rolls, make sure you click the advantage roll.
So Lumi, do you want to make your roll? And Kingsman, do you want to move up?
So we want me to shoot the skull again, just to clarify, even though it might be doing stuff.
I'm hoping that has stunned them, and there's been some. My thinking is that I've stunned them, so that link is possibly broken. I don't know, but that's my assumption.
I can work with that. I can work with. We're going to shoot them with advantage. And then it was plus. Was it plus a D6 or plus 6 flat?
It's plus D6. So if you just click the advantage button on that on the side, that'll automatically add it. Yep.
Perfect. With hope, thank God. And then I will do some damage to it.
Yep, and you gain a hope because it was rolled with hope.
Yep.
You hit the skull. I'm assuming this is still hitting the skull, correct?
Yep. Still the skull.
You shoot the skull. Teabag, take a point of stress as you see his body kind of jerk as soon as you hit it.
Right. I'm not gonna do that again. How far are the crons?
They're actually probably be right. They're within far distance.
Far distance. I have a better idea. Oh, it's fine. I could have done this at very far. We're gonna cast a little something else, and that something else is the only other offensive maneuver I have access to, which is I'm gonna fireball them.
Can I add?
Fireball the crons.
You throw out there. You gain a hope, but it goes in and it hits. And go ahead and roll damage. Good roll. And you see them kind of catch on a little bit of fire, but doesn't do hardly any damage that you expected it. You still have it. Kingsman, you can move up there without making a roll.
Okay.
And go ahead and do what you need to do. You see 4 other skulls right around you now, and they're waiting to go ahead and attack. So do what you need to.
Are they all within close range and they're around me?
Yeah,
I can
pretty
get
much.
all of them.
Pretty much, you've got Teabag that is locked into this trance, being held up and everything, and the skull is behind him, and there's 4 that are around that area coming towards you.
I was going to use my whirlwind ability, but that says within very close range.
So you could get 2 within very close range, no problem.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
So I need to make a successful attack first using my broadsword.
Don't forget you have advantage.
Yep, and you do have advantage on the die roll.
The 23 to hit.
Does hit,
with
but
fear.
you with fear. I will go ahead and take my fear.
Then a whirlwind, successful attack against within very close range. You can spend a hope, which I will do. To use the attack against all other targets within very close range. All additional adversaries against with this ability take half damage.
Let's go ahead and roll damage, and then the other one will take half.
Rolling. 16 damage.
How much damage am I taking?
Did not attack any of the ones that's on you, so you were just fine. You did roll with fear. You did hit. You do see the skulls kind of crack a bit. I am actually going to spend a fear, and I am going to everybody within very close range, which is going to be Kingsman. 2 of them are going to target you. And both hit as this light shines to you, and you take a total of 7 stress as this light runs into you and just. And you are now
How do
locked
I
in.
mark?
So
Where?
yeah, you go to your stress and then click the pluses until you get. I'm sure it should be right above hit points.
Oh, it's there. Right. 7 stress. That fills me up.
Okay, so you are now considered vulnerable. And any attacks against you, any attacks against you are now considered at an advantage. So I roll 2d20 and take the highest. The other 2, they are going to go at one's going to go towards Igneous, and then the other 2 are going to run towards Lumi and Voland. Igneous, I am going to roll to hit you, since you are in close range. Does hit you. 19 hits. You take 2 points of stress. And it is now y'all's activation. Your spotlight.
Is there anything
I'm
I'm able to do to try and fight off this?
Good question, T-Bag. Since you want to take the spotlight, you may make a resistance roll. So you do a reaction roll to try to break out of whatever you're feeling. While you've been doing this, you've been hearing this scream and this pulsing, piercing voice, just calling you the nastiest goblin curse words in the world, telling you that you're a short little shit, that goblins are nothing worth but anything but the boot to be stepped on, that you are definitely the lowest life form on the planet and deserve to be their slave.
Oh dear. Well, that's rather handy because that's definitely one of my experiences. Because I have, being of a certain stature and nature, physicality, I do get kind of pissed off when people get a little bit goblin-y, should we say? Racial slurs against goblins and the assumptions that we're all dirty little muck buggers, I don't know. But I get this is something that, yeah, it's like, am I able to speak?
In your head,
At
yeah.
least in my head. In my head. Goblin? What the fuck do you mean by goblin? And this is triggering my experience, so I'm going to get a +2.
So you spend a hope to get the +2.
Yep, well, I've got loads of those.
Yep.
So that's very happy to use that as my experience to give me that. And yes, I'm going to roll presence then. Do we still have advantage on?
Not on this. You would not get advantage on this.
Not on this. Okay, so I won't add any advantage to that. But I do need to add 2 to that. And let's roll. There we go.
And there is no hope or fear.
17
generated.
with hope.
There's no hope or fear because it's a reaction roll.
Hope. Okay, so that's the reaction roll. So 17.
17.
Am I able to?
You come down and you lock down and you see this. I need everybody to now give me a instinct roll. No advantage, no disadvantage, and no hope or fear. Okay. Igneous and Voland, you're sitting there and you see like all these people are doing everything, but then all of a sudden they're back in their original spots. They haven't moved. You see Kingsman run off, but then he's back to where he was standing next to you. Voland, you saw Igneous just like kind of teleport up there, and he's now standing right next to you. You see Teabag is still locked into this embrace behind his head and this skull. But you see, now you've noticed and you've looked and you see skulls at the back of your head and the back of their heads.
Oh.
And there's skulls on the back of everybody's heads, and they're all locked in this embrace upwards. But your eyes have come out and shuttered up, and you've noticed this, that all of you have skulls. And all of you are, everything that they've done has not happened in the physical world.
The skulls behind us in this bit, will they count as being in close range?
Oh yeah, very much so. They're actually in melee range with you. Each person has a skull attached to them, floating above their head, locked into them. And everything that you've seen that's happened so far has not happened at all. It's all been in your mind. Everybody else, Igneous, Kingsman, Teabag, you still see everything that is happening within your mind. You still see that you're fighting there, that you're still punching, that you're out of the locked embrace. But Voland and Lumi see what is actually happening. Y'all are all still locked up in this trance with skulls behind
I
it.
think you said Voland and me. I got 19 in my.
Oh yeah,
instant
sorry, yes. Voland and Igneous. I'm sorry.
So, can we try and resist it? Resist the effect, or can we make
You
an
just
attack?
have. You just have resisted it.
I hate magic.
Just smash the skull, Voland. And I'm just gonna make a melee attack.
Kingsman Teabag, Lumi, for every round that they are doing something, you will take a point of stress. If you are at max stress, you will take a point of hit point. No armor is allowed.
Let me know when we start to take those points.
So, Igneous and Volan, you have the spotlight right now. What are you going to do?
Attack.
Okay, so
Because
Volan
I'll-
is attacking. Everybody that is still locked in this embrace, take a point of stress. Kingsman, I guess you took a point of stress. You're at max stress. You'll take a hit point damage. Go ahead, Volan. You may attack.
Yeah. I will use a spirit weapon to kind of fly out from my hand and attack the one. Attack the skull of that's currently behind Kingsman.
Okay.
Sort of flies out. So when you use the equipped, it flies out range. Mark a stress to target an additional adversary within range with the same attack roll. Now, my question is, in doing this, am I using the sword's ability to then do spread effects as well?
Well, you're using the spell, and it's a spell that does it. So you're going to use a spellcasting trait. Is this a magical attack or a physical attack?
It is I don't know. Sorry. It's spellcaster's strength.
So yeah, it's a magical attack.
Magical attack, cool.
All right, so go ahead and roll the hit.
Yeah, I'll use one stress to do 2 hits then.
Okay.
So I'll put a stress point on myself. I will attack the one behind Kingsman, and then I'll go for the one behind Lumi.
Okay.
To try and do that. So, do first attack. That is a 22.
Does hit.
So with hope, does that mean I gain hope when I roll with hope? Or...
Yep.
Cool. I have not been marking that previously. I apologize.
And you actually should be doing a spellcasting roll, not a great sword attack, but we'll keep the roll.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. If you hit the spell, if you click on the spell, you can hit the spellcasting roll. Still hits. And so we're going to use that damage. This is a magical attack. You should be using the magical damage roll as spirit weapon. If you click on spirit weapon, it should have a box pop up.
I don't see spirit weapon on my sheet.
Oh, never mind. I know what you're talking about. You're throwing your weapon. I apologize.
Yes, come alive and flying.
Yeah, you're throwing. I'm thinking of something else. You throw your weapon. It goes in and hits another one. Comes back into your hands. You do gain the hope. Everybody that got hit, you take a point of stress. If you're already at max stress, you take a point of hit points. And it comes back into your hand. And that is actually, I'm sorry. You don't take. You do take the stress, but you notice that the the skulls start to crack and kind of shudder a little bit because you have done physical damage to them and not magical damage.
So I've hit 2 of the skulls. Was that just for one skull, that attack?
Yeah. Each one of them take a point of stress, but you can tell that your physical damage is better.
Can I use as I do that, when I succeed in an attack roll against an adversary, I can clear, it was a success with hope, I can clear 3 stress points from an ally.
Yep.
So I would like to clear 3 stress points from Kingsman.
You do that, and you feel like when you reach out to do this and use your ability to clear the stress points from Kingsman, you notice that maggots kind of come out of your hands and fall down to the ground. Kingsman, you don't see this, nothing's happening, but you do get the stress removed from your body.
All of it, or just 1 point?
How many does it give? 3?
3. And I've healed my one, because I can heal myself for 1 hit point that I'd taken previously, so I've done that as well.
Okay. Igneous, do you want to take the spotlight for a minute?
Yeah, I do. So seeing that every time we hit these skulls, people are still taking that stress.
Correct.
I would like to grab Kingsman and snap him out of it. I grab his shoulders and I start to shake him and say, "Come on, wake up, man. You're supposed to be leading us. How can you do that when you're half asleep?"
Kingsman, you may now give a roll with advantage. You may either use knowledge or strength.
Advantage.
Yeah, I think
Rolling.
you sit there.
17.
You sit there, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there. You know, you're up the front, kind of swinging with a sword and everything, and that whole scene disappears from your mind, and you see Lumi and Teabag are still locked in this embrace of, looking backwards. And you see Igneous and Voland are trying to fight and are punching, except for Igneous has got you and like shaking you awake. Your damage is still there. Everything's still the same.
What the fuck?
Just wake Lumi up, and I'll do the same to Teabag.
All right.
Wake Lumi, Kingsman. Wake Lumi.
You go to do
I'll-
that. You both
Yep.
get a roll with advantage. You may either use strength or knowledge. Teabag and Lumi.
Thank God it's not strength.
I got 28 with fear again.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. You're out of it, Kingsman.
22.
Lumi, you feel this body jerk on you. You feel something happen into your body as you're standing there shooting your staff. Take a point of stress. You did not break out. Teabag, you broke out, and you see these skulls behind you, and everybody. The scene that was in your head is no longer there. It's y'all standing around with these skulls floating above you, and everybody's broken out of this trance except for Lumi, and Lumi's still there and taking point of stress. You can see Lumi's body twitching every time someone touches Lumi.
Lumi, how many stress points have you got now?
I'm doing all right, to be fair.
Okay.
All things considered.
Yeah, I am pissed. Even if it was a dream. They said things about goblins. As I said, the daggers are out.
All right.
We need to wake Lumi. We need to wake Lumi up.
Yeah. Grab hold of Lumi and give him a rousing slap around the face.
Lumi,
Wake up, you...
Go ahead and give me a strength or a knowledge roll. You do get advantage. You snap out of it.
Much better.
And you see these skulls that are now around you kind of floating and such, and they start cackling and start laughing, and it sounds like the crones that are in the field up above you are just like
In my mind, you were slapped out of it.
Yep.
Maybe now we can fireball them.
Get the skulls, kill the hags.
Yeah. Can I fireball the hags? Am I within the range where that's possible?
You
it's
actually
very
can
far,
now do that.
so-
May I high five him and say, let's fireball them, and could we combo a fireball?
You actually technically can. Welcome to your first tag team. Who is going to initiate the
let's do
tag
it.
team?
Lumi, would you like to, or should I? As you're
What,
both
does
equally
it
as
make
pissed off.
much of a difference?
It does make a
Well, that might not
difference.
do it.
You can only initiate a tag team once per game session. So one of you two have to do it.
Oh, okay. I'll do it this time because it's. I can't do much more than fireball.
You snap out of it, and the first thing you said to me was
Yeah.
fireball. Great idea,
Fireball,
buddy. High five, and then
so-
like one of these kind of things.
So first thing you're going to do is you're going to declare that you're doing a tag team. Lumi, you can no longer initiate any other tag team for the rest of the game session.
Yep.
You
Let's
both
do this.
do your rolls. You can use any advantages, your rally die, whatever you want, but you do both of you do the roll to hit.
Oh, I will definitely use the rally. Oh, my rally die on this as well. I'm going to make this a big one. That's right then.
And then how do I actually roll the rally die additionally to that?
You would you could actually you roll it as advantage. All right, Lumi has made a 13 with hope, And Teabag rolled a crit, so you're going to use the crit no matter what. So immediately, since you both rolled the tag team, you get the maximum damage on your dice roll. They're d20 each, so that's 20, 40, 60, 80 points. Now roll your 2d20s. And another 44 on top of that, so 20, 40, 60, 80. Guys, you have officially done your first tag team. Congratulations. You get to see the cool combo effect. Now you describe how you do this, because I want to see a cool, make it a badass move, because you're definitely going to kill the crones, but I want you to tell me how you tag team two fireballs together flowing off into the distance.
First thing that comes to mind, Lumi is I just slapped him hard around the face, and he's come around, and the first word he says is fireball. And I'm like, yes, excellent, and high five him. I literally put up my left hand, his right hand comes up, we slap together, and we both throw our arms at the same time and come forward and cast fireball. And it's getting a bit of the Dragon Ball sort of warp, and basically the two fireballs swirl in and just charge
like
into
twist
the center of the
around
crones.
each other.
Yep,
Into
literally twisting around to combine into this giant ball of force, fire, and goblin rage. I can't stress that enough. The shit I've heard in my head. This is full of goblin rage and fire, and this is going to spin cartwheel into the middle of this clearing where these crones are all cackling and laughing, and just white light. It's not even yellow. It's not even gold. It literally is just like almost like a small nuclear explosion. And you see the shadowy outline of these crones who are just caught in the cackle, like a shadow, trapped for a second, and it just blows out, and there is nothing, and I mean nothing left. They are eviscerated, evaporated, whatever you've got. They ain't here anymore.
Lumi, would you like
They're
to
gonna
add
come-
anything to that?
Honestly, I think the only things left when a really, really big bomb goes off in real life, there are flash shadows. So we know that we've killed the crones because there's just 3 crone silhouette shadows in the floor and 3 piles of ash, and that's
Yes.
all that's left for a radius of however big, 20-foot radius. There's nothing but 3 piles of ash and 3 corresponding crone shadows.
Okay.
Yes.
Nuclear.
Oh yeah. This is the
Anyway, you
the
sure?
nuclear option.
All I can picture is the end of Predator, and the forest
Mhm.
has been
Yep,
flattened.
that
for
is
half a mile.
that white light in the photo was exactly what I sort of pictured in my head of this goblin rage combined with his friend Lumi.
All right. This would be a good time for y'all to consider to take a short or long rest, because I'm sure Kingsman has taken a decent amount of damage, the amount of stress and everything. The clearing is clear. There is a bonfire. But
There's now a clearing there.
They have a camp.
you have a campsite.
You're very welcome, boss. I've cleared a campsite for us.
Should we? I think we should do a long rest. I think we've earned a long rest, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think we
What
should-
happened to the skulls? Did
They
just
disappeared as
cease,
soon
or-
as the hags disappeared.
I was going to prestidigitation them green again. Got to be consistent.
Before we do rest, I'd like to use my rally dice because I'm assuming it disappears after
No.
we've had a long rest. No, but I get to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Last for the whole session.
Yep.
Okay.
Are there still maggots on Kinsman?
No, they fall off after you do your spell. But anytime you do a spell of that nature, like, you know, calling it kind of like a god favor or a god ability or a healing ability, anything that is seraph, maggots kind of appear around you or on you or somewhere near you.
And I get more juggling bags. Hooray!
All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do a long rest. So you're going to go up there and go to downtime. And you're going to click long rest. And you can do whatever you need. Now, if you want to help somebody, heal somebody, work together on a project, you may go ahead and do that in any time, form, or faction. If you have any questions on that, let me know.
Who needs healing?
I'm all right on the healing front. I've only got 1 HP, but I've got a load of armor slots, so I'm going to sort that out, and I'm going to get rid of my stress.
Yeah, and the thing is these tasks that you're doing, they kind of want you to role play on how you're helping to remove the stress. I'm going to spend time, you know,
Oh, I know
tending,
exactly what I'm doing.
repairing your armor. You're actually, repairing it, knocking
Well-
dents out. Or,
Well-
Kingsman is very stressed out right now. You may go
Yeah.
and put your armor on Kingsman, that type of thing.
I am going to console my friend Kingsman. The way I'm going to de-stress is to relax, is to perform. I mean, my clothes are a little bit tattered, but I'm pretty good with a needle and thread. And I am going to be juggling maggots and generally making a little bit of a fool of myself to relax and make Kingsman laugh, because this is something that we do have in our back and forth. I mean, from the first time we met, and I sort of wanted to fight him. But yeah, we are friends, and so I'm going to do my damnedest to make him laugh, giggle, say some very inappropriate jokes, something about trolls, But yeah, I'm going to chill out. Kingsman, he's my friend. He is my best friend. Here's my buddy who has my back. I will also do the same for my other colleagues and friends as well. I'll do everything I can to chill out Igneous, which sometimes can weirdly work for me just annoying him. So that tendril that I took from the forest earlier on, I'm just going to, while I'm chatting, I'm just going to drape it over his shoulder until he notices it.
So you're going to help Kingsman get rid of his stress, so you're going to spend one of your long rest things to do that. So go ahead and click your abilities, do your rolls. If there's anything you want to do particular, let me know. Otherwise, if you're going to help out, go ahead and get that going. The night does go through, but during the night you do hear whispers. And it is creepy all night long. Your skin crawls, the ground is still, moving. You still hear that loud hum, but you spend the night as close as you can to not dying, because this is just right up. You just feel that spine tingle every so often. Everybody got their long rest downtime figured out and completed?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
You think that's probably in about 5 or so hours you might be able to make it to the Black Church.
So with that knowledge, then I'll make sure everybody is up at first light. In
I would have
fact,
been up
I'll wake
before
up.
that, making sure everyone's got breakfast, including you. Also,
So
as an
we
apology for the tendril I put on you.
So yeah, so we've got all four that we use all 4 hours of light that we have. I know it's probably not going to penetrate the canopy too much, but we use as much of that. We use all of that light for as much of the journey as we can get through, so we can try and get there, while it's still daytime.
Okay. You start to walk off, and start going towards where the church is, and it takes you roughly probably about 5 hours. And the green glow that you were expecting to see or whatever is actually not here at all. But you notice that the clearing that you come to, you see this church, and it's not very big. It's probably maybe about, if anything, 30 feet wide and maybe 2.5 stories tall, with a roof, and then there's a steeple in the back that's a little bit higher. But you do notice that the ground turns to that flesh colored skin and still pulsating. The doors to the church are closed, but what shocks you more than anything is that the church is made of flesh and eyes and teeth and body parts, and like you can see like this mouth is just like mashing away as the part of the wall is just, and you see these eyes twitching and moving around, and like bugs crawling in and out of the mouths and eyes, and things are eating as it comes around. But the building is completely made of flesh with the doors closed, and it's a double door, very old school, schoolhouse type thing, type church.
Yeah.
not this grand cathedral, but it is completely made of flesh and eyeballs and fingers.
Is it a
Lumi, get me
fleshy
more
door
fireballs.
then?
I've
We will
always
be
got
burning it
fireballs.
probably afterwards.
Was we coming here to kill something inside the church, or was we coming here to kill the church?
It said there was an evil spirit. We got to purge the evil spirit from the church. It did
Okay.
not say the evil spirit was the church.
It seems to me like it very much is the church.
Voland will
Sound-
kind of step forward and go, I don't think it is the church.
As soon as you step forward, you hear this ghostly form just kind of run through your
Well-
mind.
Well, boss, if it ain't the church, it's inside the church. And if we go inside the church, then we are inside the church with the evil. So by this, we burn the church. It's inside. Then either A, we kill it with fire, or it comes out the church and we're not trapped in the church with the evil.
Can we see
Later.
a way in the church?
There's
It's not
doors.
like the doorway is a mouth.
No, the doorway is just fleshy skin, and there's like mouths on it. But yes, there is doors that possibly could open in or out. You don't know yet. There is a handle.
You mentioned fingers. Does the door have hands?
The door does not have a hand, but part of the handle is like an elongated, curled, knurled up, arthritic finger. As like a handle
my
you would
my
pull.
worry is I grab the door and the door grabs me.
I wet
Voland,
myself.
why do you think that the church isn't the evil spirit?
I'm guessing the church looks very much like what I saw in the sky. Very similar. I mean, it's so reassuring when we hear it. Of course, it's not. It's fine, right? But I guess Voland will kind of be looking at it or examining it, thinking back to what he saw before, and absolutely terrified. But it's like, I don't think it's the church.
But the only way to purge it is to go inside. Cut the doors open. Let's go in.
Alright.
So who's trying the door?
Who's going to try the door?
Who wants to touch
I
the
will
flesh church?
I will walk up to it and slice the sword through the fleshy door.
Okay, you come in and just kind of
Jedi
start
style.
carving through the flesh of this door, and it feels like flesh. It is tough and everything. You know what it feels like to cut through flesh, and you're just like cutting through this. Are you going to just cut through the door with your sword?
I'm gonna hack at it until until it's big enough to go through.
All right, you eventually
It's
hack of it, and
running.
part of it falls. You're covered in gore and ichor, just cutting through it. And eventually, the doors kind of fall through, and you can see inside. And inside, you see pews, so on and so forth. And at the very end, there's this, this altar that's sitting there, and above it is floating this womb, a sack, and it's pulsating, and something is inside of it. And it's just going. You hear
It's
the
not my kid.
but you see this pulsating womb of a sack floating, tethered to the altar.
I only have one move.
Well, everything we've encountered so far is either magic resistant, and then the next one was physical resistant. So, do we go with the pattern here, or does this one need both? Or is both? With kill it first.
Doors open.
I'm stepping in.
You step
I'll
in,
step
and immediately as
right.
you step in, you get this piercing heartbeat. Just it's flooding your brain, and it's just like pulsating, and it's like slamming into your head. It's just coming in, and you're hearing these whispers.
Over my ears, does that help to block it?
Not much. it's still there. Y'all see him kind of like, he walks in and he's in pain and he's like screeching into his head. You can still keep going, but it is definitely painful.
I'll keep going. I'll push through.
All right. He goes through. You can actually get there because it's not far distance. It's not farther than far distance. You get to this pulsing. Y'all see him walk through this church and get up to this womb. And you can see there's some type of being all inside of this sack, embryonic sack, as it's pulsating and moving around. And this heartbeat is just thumping into your head. Take a point of stress.
And I will, if everyone's standing in the doorway, I will strike it with the.
Okay, you go up and you don't even have to roll to hit. It automatically, you get it. And you hit this sack and the pulsating in your head stops. And all of a sudden the embryonic fluid just falls down on the floor. And this weird worm-like, alien creature just falls down and starts flopping and just twitching. It's got multiple legs and arms. Do what?
Step on it.
You go and you step on it, just and crush it out, and it just gore and ichor just flies everywhere, and all of a sudden you feel the church pulse. It goes whoop, whoop. The walls go in and out, and the doors shut and remelds itself. You see the ground. Y'all don't see this because you're outside. You see the ground in front of the altar kind of pull back, and you see it open up, and this sickly green light flies up from there, and you see this creature come up from the ground, and you see the ceiling start to split open. Now y'all see what's this. As you see the roof kind of fly back, and you see this creature. Its body has holes all the way through it like a beehive. Its skin is all sickly, but you can see underneath it all the entrance, and you see maggots and worms coming through it all the time. Its face has no eyes or no mouth, but just multiple holes, antlers with flesh stripped between them. Its wings are big and bulbous, but there's faces stretched across the skin. And it looks at you and goes, "Finally, you have awakened me." And y'all have the spotlight.
First thing
Can
that
we all
Kingsman
see?
hears.
Sorry, can we all see this? Because you said the ceiling opens. Yeah, the
You
roof
can see
opens.
the creature up there, but you can't see inside the church.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to say when Kingsman cut through, I was standing in the doorway, so I'm not sure whether I've ended up inside or outside because I was kind of in the middle.
Everybody's outside because nobody said
almost
they
like-
went inside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, just when this is happening, Kingsman hears very clearly from outside. Boss, you know when I said about burning the church? Just putting it out there. That's the shout from outside, boss. Looking for some sign that you are alive, something. And
Can I reach
imagine
this
you would-
flying creature?
Oh, you're right there.
You-
It's in melee range with you, Kingsman.
Then I'm all in.
Any
we-
instructions I've just shouted at you?
With the experience, how does experience work? So I've got this thing where I can do we'll keep fighting because I can do this all day. It gives me a +2.
So what it is you would spend a hope and you get +2 to whatever die roll based on that experience.
So I'm gonna leap off the altar towards this thing, sword above my head, and just bring it down.
Anything
I'm
you would
throwing
like to
myself-
do before you make a die roll? Any
I've
abilities?
shouted to you, boss.
I don't know all your abilities, but I want to remind you in case before you start to roll.
I've got Unstoppable Guardian, and I've got my experience.
You may want to kick off Unstoppable, so it helps you out.
Boom.
And
Gives me
then,
an extra +1.
Yep.
Who I can see on that.
All right. and then go ahead and make a die. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
But
You
with my
all see this
+2.
creature above, the church as the roof has been blown apart to see this. So you can't see inside the church. You can see what's happening above it, and you hear Kingsman, go and give a rallying speech or some type of "oh fuck, you're gonna die" type thing or whatever before you make this attack roll.
Oh, I'm just leaping off the altar and just shouting out. It will be. I'm going to send you back to hell where you came.
And you hear this.
When I push the experience button, nothing happens on
No,
the
nothing. You're just going to add +2 to your die roll is what's going to happen. So right now you're going to go and make an attack roll with your sword. And when it brings up the box down there, you can add +2 to that die roll. You did roll with fear, but you did hit. Good job.
18.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Slow down. Roll damage. 11.
Okay. You go and you hit it and you slice into it. When you slice into it, you can see these maggots and these, insects kind of fall out. And you can see the ichor come in and it reaches down for you with its hand. And it kind of comes down to about normal size, about average size for you. So roughly about 6-7 foot tall. Still got this huge wingspan with these giant horns. Y'all see this as it kind of shrinks down and comes down into the thing. And it reaches up to you and takes its hand and touches on your face. And I'm going to go ahead and spend fear to activate ability. And then I'm going to mark a point of stress for an ability, and it's going to roll to hit you. Does hit you. It takes its fingers, runs it across your face, and then goes into your skin and starts moving through your skull. And when it comes back up, it comes back through your brain and kind of pulls up, kind of like you can feel it wriggling through your body and touching out. And it's like, I can feel the fear. I can feel the fear. This is going to be so fun. And you take a total of 12 points of damage, and armor is not allowed to be used as this is coming through your psyche. And you feel the screech and horror as it kind of melds through your face. If you've ever seen, you've seen Deadpool when what's her face does that into into the face. It's exactly the same thing.
12 points of damage.
Oof.
Yeah,
it's 1 hit point.
And that's the good thing about this system. That bracketed area, that bracketed area helps to save you from being, wiped out in one hit.
Yeah. It was the see again. You're saying fingers in the face. It's John Carpenter, The Thing.
Yes.
Yep.
It's that. Yeah.
You do have the spotlight back. If somebody wants to take it, go ahead and take
I'm leaping straight in. I'm leaping straight
Wow.
in. Hearing his yell. Hearing his yell. I'm going to use my body basher ability and forceful push to smash the doors down. So
the doors open up no
allowed
problem.
me
So
to-
you don't have to worry about that. The doors open up no
Okay.
problem.
Right. So I'm going to charge in and make an immediate. If somebody wants to do something before I roll the dice, please shout.
Can I jump? Because I was going to say, can I jump onto I know what he's about to do. Can I jump onto his back so as he charges through, I come in with him?
You're gonna ride him piggyback.
I am thinking that, but I am also having a bit of a possible idea for a combo. Because we've had one combo, and maybe I could use mine with my big rock friend.
It's up to y'all.
Go in it and
Ask
Sorry, Lemmy,
Igneous
did you
if you
wanna
want to
say
do a
something?
combo with them.
yeah, I'd like to. So I'd like to jump on Igneous's back, and because he's charging in, and then he charges in, and I basically want to combo with him.
Okay. Lumi, was you going to say something?
Nope.
Right. So I
Now that the doors are open, I don't need to say anything.
Okay.
All right, Igneous and Teabag, you are going to do a combo. Teabag is going to be initiating the combo. Igneous, you can get to him. It is not within far range. It is an easy move. Teabag and Igneous, what is the combo that you want to make? What's the tag team?
So how close are we to
You can
this
get in melee.
enemy?
You can get in melee.
Get into melee, so basically get to close range.
Yep.
Okay, then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a scene. So as we're going in, because it's not going to cost anything to base it, well, it's going to cost me 3 hope. But I'm going to make a scene to get in, because this horror thing that's floating around has just attacked my best friend. I'm basically, I think we're going to go, get away from him, you bitch! And make a scene effectively, and I am going to give it a -2 penalty. So they're getting a -2 penalty to their
Gotcha.
difficulty. So
Gotcha.
before we've even done anything. I was going to say, Igneous, what were you planning on? How? Because I imagine you're going to go with a brute force smash.
All right, so I charge in and I'm going to leap into the air to grab hold of the creature's legs. Forceful push will allow me to knock them back to close range, but I want to keep hold of the foot.
I am going to use.
So I intend then to use my overwhelm attack to bring them and throw them back to close range. So if you imagine Hulk when he grabs Loki and does the puny god move, that's what I want to do.
I'm going to add spice to this with Mystic Tether. So as we jumped into the air, I'm going to use Mystic Tether, and these tendrils, I'm really sorry, Ignis, but they are really just like the ones that freaked you the hell out in the woods, because that is Teabag's mind. It just goes to, I'm still going to have a bit of fun with my friend, but those scary tentacles, but they're not coming from the woods anymore. They're coming from your little friend, and they grab hold of this thing to drag it into you, and now you can really F it up. This is a combo move to let's absolutely smash this thing to bits. If I can hold it down, you can break it. That's a fact.
So I'm gonna use my rally dice as well. So that means I roll with advantage.
Correct. So both of you do dice rolls with whatever abilities that you're using, spell casting, melee attack, so on and so forth, and go ahead and roll it. And you immediately got a crit, so you can end it there. Igneous is already, you're going to take the crit over anything.
Yep.
So, Teabag, does your thing cause any damage whatsoever?
Yes.
Okay. So take your damage that you can do maximum.
Okay. So basically, on a success, my target is temporarily restrained, and they must mark a stress.
Yep.
If your target is a flying creature, the spell grounds them and restrains them.
Okay. Any damage?
So my
I
do you do
basically
damage?
use mine. That doesn't do damage. This is to basically get them to smash to the ground, and you've effectively making things easy for you to f them up.
Okay, Igneous,
Okay,
go ahead and roll your damage.
my maximum damage will be 35 plus 6, 41 plus 4, 45. Okay. And then if I roll my damage, so that's 45, 47, 67, another d6, and d4.
Okay. You do that and you hit it and do the damage and just start smashing them and everything. And all of a sudden, you see the church go kind of full out. I'm going to spend a fear to go and interrupt y'all's activation and do it. Also, remember, if you since you got a critical, you gain a hope and remove a stress.
So I would also like to spend some hope. So when I make a successful strike, I'd like to use staggering strike. So I'm going to spend 3 hope. So it forces him to mark a stress, and they then are staggered, so they have disadvantage on their attack rolls.
Okay.
And restrained from mine.
And I'll also spend a hope to mark another stress, and then that was the part of the move to throw them in close range. So they get 2 stress and are staggered.
All right, you throw him into it. Kingsman, you're still attached to this hand as you're getting thrown around. You don't take any damage, but you come back and you're stressed into the head. And I'm going to interrupt your action by spinning a fear. As you notice that the church and the pews are giant tentacled arms
Ah,
and start to attack and starts hitting everybody.
it's like Monster House.
Very much so. And everybody, even outside, you can see the arms and you see the house, the church, the black church just starts growing these tentacles and it's going to strike everybody.
You just hear this sort of distant shout from Voland.
Anybody higher
My
than a
bad.
13?
It was Ron.
Igneous, you are not affected by this. Everybody gets a tentacle hitting them, and you take a total of 32 points of damage.
What was his attack?
This is the church attacking you with tentacles.
What was their attack total, please?
32 total.
32.
32 damage.
32 damage. No, I need to know what they rolled.
They rolled a maximum of 13.
Maximum of 13. Okay, because
with
I
all the
have my parrying. Because
Yeah.
I have my parrying dagger.
Oh, so now that you you now roll your parrying dagger, roll the
Yeah.
damage for your parrying dagger, and tell me what numbers you get.
That's what we're about to find out. Hold on.
And then I will compare it to any damage die.
I got
And
an
you did-
18.
No, you roll your damage.
Oh, they rolled the damage for it. So,
Yeah.
so it's the attacker's damage. Yeah, I see it now. Sorry.
Yeah.
I rolled the attack. Damn. Let's try that again.
Yeah, roll the damage die, and if
Oh.
any of those die matches any of my die, it goes. I subtract it. You did not match any of my die rolls.
Oh, damn it.
I've got a question when you're ready.
Go for it.
So I have Get Back Up, which means it's an ability which says when you take severe damage, which is what this is, you can mark a stress
Uh-huh.
to reduce the severity by 1 threshold.
Yes.
So does that how do I do that in the character sheet if that's possible?
You mark a stress.
Yep.
And then you can mark it down into whatever type of damage, but then you can also spend a point of armor to knock it down even one more. So instead of doing calculate damage, you go, this is severe damage, use the ability, then also mark a point of hit point, and that probably takes your severe down to minor.
It doesn't do it in the thing.
No, it won't do it in the calculate damage. You have to do it just manually.
Right.
Yeah, just do it manually.
And severe just becomes major damage, which is 2 hit points.
Then you can take that and spend a point of armor to drop it down even one more. All right, so everybody got their damage calculated and corrected, and by using hit points or whatever thing, as this black church hits you.
Ouch.
Yep.
All right, he's going to continue now. The monster activates now. As you hit it, it gets back up. It's still in the same area, no big deal, and it reaches out to Teabag and Igneous with these new arms that grow from its side and reach out and go into your face.
It is restrained.
That is okay.
I restrained it with that's the thing. I didn't do damage to it, but basically I restrained it and made it not so slappy.
These arms elongate out and reach in, and same thing, it pushes into your brain. Anybody want to use an abilities before I tell you what the die roll is, that if it hits you or not?
Yes, I will definitely use my danger sense.
Okay. He rolled an 18 to hit.
So
You're rolling with disadvantage.
Yep.
18 hits me.
I rolled a crit at 18, so I was like, damn it.
It was worth the disadvantage.
So Once per rest, mark a stress to force an adversary to re-roll their attack against your own ally within very close range. So using my danger sense, you would have to re-roll his attack, wouldn't it?
I get you. May re-roll it against you. Give me a
But
second.
no, against both of us. So it's
That or
oh,
you or an
oh no,
ally.
it's
So
you or an ally. So okay, no, against me then. Yeah, they'll have
okay,
to
so it misses
re-roll.
you.
And he's still at disadvantage.
Misses you. He rolled a 14 and a 2 that time. Igneous, you take this damage. You may not use armor to get rid of it.
So can I re-roll that one?
Do you have an ability that
Just
lets
to be
you do?
cheeky. Yep, not this time. Spend 3 hope to force an adversary within far range to re-roll an attack or damage roll.
Yep. Do you
I've
want
been
to do
sitting
that?
on this hope for a while. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'll re-roll that in just a second. Igneous, you take 42 points of damage.
Is severe.
Okay. Re-rolling against you, Lumi. Does a 13 still hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. So just keep the damage that you did to you whenever it was doing that. So no big deal. It is now y'all spotlight. Please give me more fear.
Kingsman, how are you looking at the moment for stress and hit points?
I have 2 damage and 3 stress.
2 damage and 3 stress. Well, I'm going to have to go with some inspirational words then. Kingsman, old chap, you're not looking very dapper, but you're a tough bastard. Get up off the floor, kick the shit out of this thing. And by giving you my inspirational words, I can basically give you 2 tokens, and you can use them you can clear stress, you can clear hit points, or you can gain hope. It's your choice, but both of those tokens are yours.
And clear 2, yeah?
Yep, so you've got 2, so you could clear 2 stress, 2 hit points, whatever it is. Give yourself 2 hope if you wanted.
2, 1 stress, 1 hit point.
Right then.
Touch.
Now, I've just sort of said that and just basically step back to let anyone else who wants to get in on the fun and action.
Vol's going to have to make a quick move with his computer real quick, and so someone else needs to do. So anybody else wants to go ahead and take an action? Go ahead and take an action. When we get back, we'll get back. We'll make sure, but he's going to change rooms.
So I'm gonna do some non-dice rolly stuff.
Okay.
If that's okay. So I'm going to pull into my bag again, and this I'm going to pull out a long cylinder, about 8 inches long, and I'm going to pull the end, and a flare will fly up into the sky. Again, a bright white light, and it will descend slowly. And while that flare is descending, anyone within close range, when you spend a hope, you can roll a d6. On the score of a 6, you spend that hope without actually spending it.
So
Again,
pretty
the
much
effect of
anybody in
spend
melee
over.
right now. So it'd be Igneous, Teabag, and Kingsman. If you spend a hope, you roll a d6, and if you don't, if you roll a 6, it's not spent. It's just there.
Oh,
Welcome back, Vold.
that's nice.
All right. Lumi or Volm, do you want to do anything? Everybody else has kind of done something. Want to give you all a chance.
Am I
Yeah,
still
I'm-
attached to this thingy?
All 3 of y'all are still attached to this thingy. Except for Teabag.
For
Sorry,
me.
Teabag did not get
They've
hit.
missed. Can I just say that when its tentacles came out for me, I used my own tentacles to slap them away. No touching. You have to pay for that.
How far away
Well,
is the creature now? It's out of
It's-
interest.
You can spend an action to move up into it.
I have an idea of a combo to initiate potentially, but what did sorry. Did you have anything you wanted to do with Lumi before I?
Well, fireballing the entire team's probably a bad maneuver, so I'm just gonna go with a nice standard staff attack. Dan, but that's a roll. So if you have anything that isn't a roll, you'd want to do first.
Can you delay your fireball? No.
Oh well, I can just do it next time. if it comes to it, I'll do it. Just maybe not. If it's that dire that killing everyone else is the better solution, then I'll do it. But for now, we'll hold off.
I'll kind of okay. We should have
What's
destroyed the church, and then I will charge in and kind of try to get in closer. So yeah, if you wanted to fire off your staff, I will just move in.
As
Bolt's
you're
going to
running
move in.
past,
Let me go ahead
this
and
is you're
go.
running past after saying we should have burnt the church. State the effing obvious. Why don't we? You're not getting these maggots back, by the way. They're mine now.
I'm going to continue to hit it if I'm still there.
Yeah, we're waiting for Lumi to. Did Lumi lock up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my magic. I'm gonna do my staff attack if no one's got any non-ability stuff that they want to do.
You do, and you hit with hope.
But I'll probably
but you
miss.
do not hit. You miss. You
That's
do
not
gain the
bad.
hope. So it does go back to me because you missed. And Kingsman Igneous, you're going to take this damage. Armor does not count. 11. And then the church is going to activate, spending a hope, and this is going to target everybody. Anybody got any abilities they want to use before I roll?
Danger sense.
I have. I still have Unstoppable, which
Ah.
also reduces severity of physical damage.
Mm-hmm.
So this minor becomes none.
Good job.
Nice.
So no
Yeah,
damage.
Unstoppable is a fucking badass ability. Yeah. Guardians are meant to do that. All right. The church is going to attack everybody within distance, which is everybody, inside and out, as these tendrils start to flail around. Does hit, not a crit, but close to it. Everybody, your armor does count for this attack, so you can use your armor. 26 points of damage.
Can we use more than one armor?
No, you cannot, unless you have an ability that allows you, but not many. There's very few that do.
Okay, so what I'm going to do instead then is I'm going to use my Ring of Resistance to halve the damage. That brings it to minor, and then I'm going to use one armor slot to reduce it to 0.
There you go. Everybody else, anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, I was, as I said before, you'd rolled that I would use. If it was enough for a hit, I'd use the danger sense again, which makes him re-roll.
How many times can you do danger sense?
Basically, as long as I want, all I have to basically do is take a stress for it.
Okay, so you're as long as you take stress. Are you up to full stress yet?
No. Oh no, sorry, no, I can't. Sorry, it's only once to arrest marker stress, so I've already done that.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just take the damage in. It was 13, was it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I already cleared the roll.
Yeah, apologies.
No problem. That's the reason why we check everything before we go crazy on it. All right. It is y'all's activation. I'm down to 2 fear. Kingsman, you are attached, but you can still make anybody that's attached to this can still do stuff. It's just like I said, it's crawling in your brain constantly, and the church is attacking you.
That's right. I'm gonna.
Can we initiate a combo as soon as we're both attached?
Oh, you can do a combo. No, neither one of y'all have initiated a combo, so it's up. Just discuss what you want to do.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that as we're both attached, we can I can grab the tendril, run towards you to try and expose its flank for you to do a huge sweep with a greatsword.
Yeah.
Try and cut through the tendrils or something and break us through.
Do that.
Okay, so
You
yeah,
both
I
make your
will
attack rolls.
grab. I will grab on and sort of run round it, almost try and tie it up in knots and make it a bit easier for Kingsman to hit.
So I also have Unstoppable still running, so I get 2, gives me +5.
I'm going to use my corrector sprite to give myself advantage.
There you go. Good job using your abilities and your items.
Oh, I love maypole dancing.
Oh, I didn't do very well, only an 8. But I
Yeah,
did roll with hope, so I'll get hope back, yeah?
you do get a hope. Kingsman, who initiated the tag team? Igneous?
Yep, it was me.
All right. So Kingsman, you're going to want to take your roll, but it is with fear. So I will gain the fear, and it'll be my roll after this. So go ahead and roll your damage. You did as combined.
No, 11.
23. And can I is he still staggered, or does that only last for one
No,
round?
he's already removed all
20.
those things. It's been in
Okay,
the
I'm
fear.
gonna use 3 hope to stagger him again then.
Okay. So how much hope do you have now? 0?
I've got 1 left.
Okay. All right. Y'all hit
We're
him
leaving nothing on the table.
and start doing damage. He does not relinquish his hold in your brain and is still holding you, but you do damage to it. It is my turn. I'm going to go ahead and spend a fear to activate ability. You don't know what it is, but it will happen. And then I'm going to also spend another fear to reach out a giant screech with everybody within close range, which would be everybody except for Lumi. And everybody needs to make a reaction roll, and it has to be with a non-physical stat, so either like presence or knowledge or intuition. You can't use agility or strength. This is a reaction roll, so no fear or hope is used on this. So right now, Voland is the only one that has it.
Sorry, which stat could we use?
You can use anything except for agility or strength. King was like, well, shit. I know that look. No fear or hope is generated from this because it's a reaction roll. So Teabag, Igneous, and Kingsman, you will take 3 stress as this piercing screech comes through the entire church. Lumi, you notice that you see them kind of like grab their head and are kind of, you see that they're kind of struck and everything as the church kind of vaults and moves around, except for Vold. He's kind of like standing strong and still standing up. Vold, you take no damage from this and no stress because you passed the reaction roll.
One thing I forgot to do, sorry. When I used the hope to stagger the guy, I didn't roll my d6 because of the flare, so I'm just going to do that now.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do it now.
So d6. There we go. I've got 2. So I still spend hope, but
yeah, I mean, a 1 in 6 chance of not spending hope is worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. It is y'all's activation.
I was going to say, because the ability that who was it that gave us the ability where we can roll, and it's the possibility of losing a hope, but is that what's just done?
Yeah, that's what I just did. But everyone gets to use that same ability.
Yeah, if you use a hope, make sure you roll a d6 after that to see if you lose it or not.
Yeah. So, what does this do again? Yes, apologies. So
You
if I
just
remove
hit
a
this.
hope,
You just get a piercing screech running through your head as this psychic assault happens to you.
okay, so I use a hope and then roll a d6, and if I roll a 6, I keep the hope. Correct.
Correct.
Okay,
What are you using the hope for?
I thought that we were all given the protection of it to use once.
No. It's whenever you use an ability that has hope. that you have to spend hope to do it, you can roll the d6 to not use it. So when you
Oh, I
use an
never knew
ability,
about this. So,
yeah.
oh, okay.
So when you use an ability
Yeah.
that uses hope, then you get to do it. So wait
Oh,
until
damn.
you use a hope.
Okay. No
Lond
worries.
or Lumi or Kingsman. Anybody?
I have a
Yeah.
question. I've got
Uh-huh.
another ability. This is a unique hope ability.
Uh-huh.
So a unique hope feature.
Mhm.
It's called Guardian Hope. Can I use at any point?
What does it say?
Frontline tank, spend 3 hope to clear 2 armor slots.
Yep.
But I can use that at any point, even in combat. It's not like a rest feature.
Nope. Anytime.
Do that, then that.
Oh. If no
Um,
one else has anything
and then
attack wise,
I will continue to hack it because I can do this all day. I can using my +2.
Go ahead. Make an attack.
Can I, as he's about to say do this, may I
Well, it's his
turn around
spotlight.
to
It's his spotlight. Yeah, let him finish his abilities first.
no worries. Because I was going to boost his abilities. So
Yeah, let him finish first, and then he can.
No
then you
problem.
can do it. So, are you gonna hack it with your sword?
Yep. Boom. 1.
You gain the hope, but you do miss as you swing and everything, and this tendrils that's running through your brain distracts you from this. You do gain the hope. It is his turn. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. That's I rolled a 1, so I have another ability. Not good enough. When you roll your damage. Oh no, that's damage die. That was attack.
That's attack.
Right. Not good.
Yep. It's gonna go.
Yep.
The 2 people with tendrils in their heads. Armor does not count in this. You take a total of 21 points of damage.
Still me, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Kingsman and Igneous are the only ones that have tendrils in their heads.
I'm on death move.
All right, so Igneous, you have now taken max damage. You have a choice. You can go unconscious. You can do 1 attack and it automatically crits. Or you can roll your fear and hope die at the same time. And if your hope is higher than your fear, you get a burst of energy and can come back. If your fear is higher, you just die. What do you want to do?
I have healing spells. Just in
This
case
is
that
a one
informs
shot.
the decision.
Go crazy.
It's a one shot. Yeah.
Yeah, do it, Steve. Go on.
Which one do you want to do?
So
Versus fear.
Voland and I have a connection, and that connection is he's there to remind me to always keep moving forwards. And I can see standing opposite me, my leader, slowly being drained as I've been drained by this horrific creature. And I hear Voland whisper behind me, keep moving forwards. And I leap up from that state of unconsciousness with this massive uppercut haymaker. I'm going for the automatically crit attack as my last action before I shed this mortal coil and return once more to the Earth elemental plane.
Captain Missy's already saying, blaze it, bitches. All right, so you have taken a death move. Your death move is now that you automatically crit.
Yep.
Your 1 action automatically crits. So I'm guessing you're going to do it a punch.
Yep,
You're going to
correct.
punch and you're going to hit him. So you now calculate your damage. So calculate everything together as 1.
Yep.
And then on top of that, roll your dice.
Okay, so it's 45 plus.
What you roll.
So you're -1 off of this because I pressed the button too many times. So that's 40, so 45, 65, 64.
Okay.
Plus that one. 64, 65, and 1. 68 points of damage.
Okay. You come up and you see this. Do you want to describe this, or do you want me to describe your uppercut punch?
I'll describe it. If
Okay.
that's okay.
You're
So there's these tendrils burying into my head. I go down to one knee, go down to one fist on the floor, and it's like, no, that's it, that's enough. And I leap upwards, catching him squarely on the jaw. And the force of that blow just does enough damage where I shatter into 1,000 pieces. And as I fly through the air, I just break apart and fall to the ground as fist-sized pebbles or chunks of rock, and I thud slowly and roll across the floorboards of the meat church as my final action.
You do that, and as you hit, the body starts to wither and explode, and guts and gore and insects and creatures start flying all over the place, and it starts being sucked down to the ground. Kingsman, you're still attached to this body as it's being pulled down into the ground, and you can see the church is starting to shiver and start to attack you. You do still have the spotlight at this point in time, but Kingsman, you're being pulled under.
I'm just gonna. All I can do is hack away at it.
Correct. And we are now going to do a timed event. Kingsman, if you are not dropping this house down to 0 hit points, you will go under and die, or have to do a death move as you're being pulled into the womb of the earth.
Rolling to hit.
As you do this, if you want to, you can re-roll this from my reassurance.
Do you want to re-roll it and take the other rolls, or would you like to take a 14 and give me a fear?
Would a 14 hit?
I can't tell you that.
I would re-roll just to get rid of the fear.
Yeah, let's re-roll. Just hit re-roll, yeah?
Yeah, just hit re-roll or just roll it again.
Oh my good God.
Yes. Roll
I got the
20.
same thing.
Yeah, you rolled the exact same thing on a re-roll. Captain Mizzy is reminding you do have a prayer dice, Voland, if you would like to give that to him.
I would love to give him my 4, the highest prayer dice that I have.
Yeah. Which would give you an
+4.
18, which would allow you to hit, but you still give me a fear. And it would be my turn. You have roughly about 3 turns before you're pulled under.
Are we able to do anything, or is it just a one-person fight going on?
Well, no.
I can give him another reroll. If that would be.
Yeah, you can only reroll once. Yeah, you can only reroll once. So you would do hit, but you do give me a fear, and it gives me my turn. So go and roll your damage. You do hit.
Damage.
As you notice that the body is now melded with the church, and the church is now one entity. The church and the monster is one entity. They'll take 12 points of damage, or
hold on, because I've got not good enough. I can re-roll my damage dice if it's a 1 or a 2. There's a 1 there.
Yep. So just
you re-roll again.
Yeah. Well, you don't re-roll. You just re-roll that 1. So what is it? A D8. So just roll a D8.
If you hit the 2 arrows next to where it says duality,
there you go.
The other dice up.
So that's a 5. So 8.
15 damage.
Okay. All right. You have 2 turns until you're pulled under. The house is going to attack everybody except for Kingsman and Igneous, because Igneous is no longer there. Does anybody want to have any or do anything before I roll?
Um,
I'm going to use my magic armor, which I've been ignoring probably too much. Which is when I'm targeted for an attack, I can spend an armor slot to give you disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a different roll against you because it'll be a disadvantage against
Yeah,
you. So give me a second. Let me make my
disadvantage on me.
basic roll. A 12. Does it miss anybody? Everybody's hit.
Are we adding our evasion and armor together for this one?
No, it's just evasion.
Yeah, add.
Okay, so that's gonna hit. So I'm gonna roll with disadvantage against you. I'm just gonna roll 1 and take the lower of that one. So it would be a 4 against you, Lumi, so it misses you. So Teabag and Voland, you do take this damage.
Yep.
As the
I'm
house
taking this damage.
flails. A total of 13 points of damage. Subtract armor if you got your armor from it.
Mhm.
All right. Kingsman did that. I've attacked. It is now back to the spotlight of you. One person, go ahead and go. Choose who's going to do it.
May I?
There you go.
I have I have 3 hands because I've got my magic hand has been out for quite a while, and basically when seeing Kingsman in trouble, I just literally hands have gone into my cloak, and basically I've taken out some items. What I've taken out is a vial. I'm going to drink, which
Okay.
is the blood of Yorgi, which means I instantly disappear and I can immediately reappear to anywhere within my range to literally get me on top of where Kingsman is to get right to him. While I'm doing this, I have a bag which I rip open, and this is a bag of fickle sand, and I am going to throw this into the entity. It is going to go everywhere, and this makes it temporarily vulnerable.
Okay. Which means everybody gets advantage on their die rolls to attack. You still haven't done any die rolls, so you still keep going.
Oh, I know. I am going to make a scene as well. I'm going to use hope. I am going to. Don't you take my friend, you complete and utter bastard! This is unacceptable. Kingsman, get up and fight, you dickbag. I am. Oh, I'm not having my best friend die, so I'm using that, and I'm giving a -2 penalty to the entity itself. I am also going to add on to this using Heart of a Poet and Another Hope, because these words I am infumed, and basically though I'm going to use this as part of that, because in Heart of the Poet I can basically use an action to impress, persuade, or offend someone, and it adds a D4 to a roll.
Okay.
So this is going to add a D4 to my next roll.
Yep.
By using a hope. And then it leaves me with 1 hope left.
But you use 2 abilities that cost hope, so you get to roll 1d6 for each to see if you spend it or not. So at the end of this, do your stuff first, and then you'll roll your 2d6.
And now I'm basically just going to have to downwell attack this thing. So Kingsman is currently being held by it, or is he in it?
He is held by it, and it's run through his brain.
Yeah, but at the same time, these are the tendrils that are above, and basically there's these. I've effectively teleported on top of Kingsman while these tendrils are going through his body, and below him is like the rest of the entity with these tendrils coming up. Correct?
Yep. They're all one entity now.
Yeah, but it's not like he sort of sat on top of a sponge, because it was the tendrils that had him. That is where the rest of it's moving. He's being pulled in by the tendrils like fingers. They've got him. Because where I've literally got on top of him. King, just quickly, Kingsman, how healthy are you looking?
I'm about halfway.
Okay. Screw it, because I've got a potion of health. I'm just thinking about sticking it down his throat. Everything. It's like I must do everything to save my friend and give him. If I give him a fighting chance, that he can absolutely f this thing up. So yeah, I've got a health potion here, which I'm going to pour down his neck. So that clears 1d4 plus 1 HP.
Which will be your die roll.
Will that be my die roll?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to lean around my friend, and because all these tendrils are behind him, and below basically the floor, basically everything that is below me, which none of my friends are in, I am going to fireball.
Okay.
Full blown goblin rage fireball.
You will hit Kingsman and Voland with the fireball. Are you okay with that?
No, I'm on top. I'm actually on top of Kingsman, and I'm leaning around him. So
it will fill. It will fill the area. It will fill the area. Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
I'll take the spotlight, and I see.
Well, he can't take the spotlight. He has it. He has to finish his action. He can't take it.
Damn it! To be honest, I am. Well, we can talk, and I've just done all this stuff. I'm on top of you, and I'm going to burn everything, and you can see me gathering. Because we could still talk. Can't we? Yeah.
You hear in my voice that I'm resigned to my fate, and I'm thanking you for trying to change your ways since we met. But you see me kind of put my hand into chest pocket, and I pull out a stick of dynamite. You can do me one last goodbye, like this, and then run like fuck.
Running like fuck.
I'm gonna go in there.
I'm boss.
Light it.
My hand lights up. So instead of using a fireball, I am going to use my wild flame. And
instead of like putting out a candle wick, you're gonna light.
Yep, my hands light up and fire. In fact, my magical hand, I'm gonna, because it's magical and can move away from me, I'm going to use that to still try and attack this beast. And with my other hand, I'm going to just put it across the top of this stick of dynamite and say, "You better survive this, or I will come back and kill you."
Anti-back.
Roll the damage. Or roll to hit first, because you still have to roll to hit. You fail.
That's basically me trying to attack the creature, but my fiery hand is literally, because I've got more than one of them. So surely I can literally touch a stick of dynamite.
You can touch a stick of dynamite. Yeah. Kingsman does this and raises his hand up as you try to blast the house.
Yep. Blink. And commence Operation Leg It.
You get pulled further in, and you can see that Kingsman's body is like about 75% inside this hole. Inside the guts of this thing. And something sparkly is in his hand. Kingsman, what did you say before you for this?
I just told Teabag to run.
All right.
I'm like fuck.
That's what I'm doing.
I've just got this next to my chest as I go in.
As it now comes to me, because it is my activation, I will spend a fear and drag you under. As you see Kingsman's get pulled down under the earth. And the house attacks again. Does anybody have anything I need to roll special before I go and roll? I only rolled an 8.
We dodging.
Okay. I rolled an 8. Nothing happens on that. You may go ahead and take the activation.
I was legging it towards the others and just guys, run now! My posh voice has gone right out the window now. This is just a moment of I'm going back to Goblin. Get out!
Volan, you see Teabag running. Lumi, you see Teabag running. Volden, Lumi, what are you planning on doing?
Are we not saving him?
I'm not in the church.
Yeah, you
I'm
just see
already
this inside. You're outside, and you see Teabag running towards you.
I'm
It's
trying to
gonna
shout at Teabag.
blow.
Are we not saving him?
If he's going to save it, he's only going to save it. We can't. He's about to go boom.
Vold?
And I will.
As soon as we're outside Salumi, I'm saying, burning it all now.
Yeah, I'll run outside.
All right, you run outside. Lumi? Yeah, everybody's outside.
Everyone's outside. I'm fireballing into the through the door.
Turning.
Now that everyone's out and I can,
How about
I'm fireballing through the door.
Kingsman, did you do a combo? Did you do a tag team yet? Did you initiate a tag team yet?
No.
Lumi has initiated a tag team. So, Kingsman, you can initiate a tag team with your dynamite and fireball at the same time.
Do it.
So, Kingsman, you automatically hit with this dynamite. It will go off this round. Lumi, do you want to roll to see if your fireball can do it? Anybody else?
And I've got one last thing I can do is part of the experience is intimidation is oi, you, no, as it goes off, and that is 1d20 plus 10 damage.
Yep. So go ahead and add that damage. Did anybody want to spend a hope to give Lumi or anybody else a advantage on their die roll?
Yes, I can have my last.
Yep.
Lumi can have. I've come out and I've done the high five like we did before. Lumi, burn it all, man! And that high five, I'm giving him that hope for give him advantage.
Right, so advantage.
Yeah, so just roll a d6 real quick and we'll add it to that. Yeah. There we go. You rolled with hope. All right, so now roll the damage of your fireball. I already got your damage of Kingsman's fireball. Kingsman, you are dead. You really don't have a choice on your death roll because you're actually signed yourself as being dead with that. And you notice that when you throw this fireball, the fireball actually explodes with the dynamite and the church erupts up as this guts and gore start to fly. And you notice that you also see a broadsword or a two-handed sword come flying out towards y'all, but you also see parts of armor and orc flesh on the process too. You see little bits of igneous rocks get flown through the air, and you see the church kind of wither and kind of shudder and come in and come down and start to fall. And then you notice the ground start to open up and it starts to swallow everything around it. Like a crevasse opens up and everything starts coming down into this. As you can notice that the Blood Woods is starting to suck into itself. Lumi,
Time to leave,
Bond,
boys.
Teabag, what are you going to do?
I'm going to turn around and say, fellas, it's time to leave. And knowing my two colleagues, I am being a goblin. I am really flight of foot, and there is no rough ground. There's no nothing for me. I can just move on this, but I can also help somebody that doesn't. So, of Voland and Lumi, who is the person who would be most cumbersome to basically run away from a crevasse?
No, they're both for fine.
Well, my concern here is it took us a day and a half walking from the start of the woods to the church. Now, I don't know specifically at what rate, but if this is caving in on itself, but if it's enough that we've noticed a crevasse, I'm not sure we're making a 1.5 day journey before it's open too far for us to continue moving. This might be an accept to your fate moment.
You start to run.
I'm a goblin.
And you notice that the meat of the forest is pulling in, and the trees are pulling in, but the land is not. It's like it's pulling the skin back into the womb, but the land is
As
still
long
there.
as we don't go, as long as we don't hang on to the skin trees and all that, we should be fine. But I'm still going with running because I ain't trusting it.
You run as
Oh,
fast
running.
as you can, and you slipping and falling and everything. These gore is coming in and such. And you
I'm
run
definitely
by
chancing
and you
across
see
this.
this broadsword, this two-handed sword stuck into the ground. As you're running by, and you immediately recognize it as Kingsman's sword. And
I've got
coming
the time to
in,
get it.
yeah, you pick it up as you go, and you notice, like I says,
And
the ground starts to pull away, and you see earth underneath it as the skin is pulled back. No trees, no nothing. It is blank, flat land. No grass, just dirt.
I'm going to pick up one of the pieces of igneous rock, which I know are part of igneous, and I'm going to put it in my pocket. And at a later date, I'm going to tie a piece of cord or something around this and wear it around my neck as a little something. Just wondering how big Kingsman's sword is, because I've strapped it across my back with the tatters of my cloak and stuff to carry this from this honoured memory of my friend.
You do that, and like I says, eventually the skin pulls back, and you're actually standing in a large open field of nothing. There's no trees, no land. It's just flat dirt, and this giant suction of wind comes flowing back into you and then bursts back out, and you kind of get stumbled forward as this blinding light shatters the area, and you look around and there's nothing to be seen. You turn to walk away, and all of a sudden you hear this nice little as you walk off towards town. And that is our episode of Bloodleaf Woods. We appreciate Band of Badgers coming in and letting me torture them for a little bit. We will have more to do and more to say because we do plan on having a recap episode and talking about Daggerheart and how they liked it and what they did and the story and kind of expand on a few things. But for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo. Y'all can say who you are and what you are too.
Everyone, Dave here, Band of Badgers, Chief Badger. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Band of Badgers, and we do all kinds of bits and pieces with all kinds of creators from all over the world. As much as it is. But yeah, Steve, go over to you.
I'm Steve, also from Band of Badgers, long-time TTRPG player, first-time Daggerheart player. I've enjoyed it very much, thank you, even though I did got killed. But I went out in a blaze of glory. Matt, over to you.
I'm Matt, one of the newer badges from No Short Rests. We've just launched, we're in our late pledge for our Kickstarter, One Room One Shots. I survived my first Daggerheart session. And I will be definitely forging a pommel to attach to the sword. However, I cannot give the sword back, so I'm sure one of us will be keeping that new lovely pommel sword as remembrance of our fallen comrades.
Considering the sword's twice probably as big as me, it would be kind of useless. Anyway, yes, ladies and gents, I'm Nick, one of the Band of Badgers, more commonly known as Baron Snowhand. You will generally find me in and around Badger HQ or delving around on the internet, in the background, lurking and making sure that no one tries to attack Mr. Dave.
I've been Ben, also Badgers. I can't say anything no one's already said, so all I can do is thank Gonzo for torturing us for the past hours of this Daggerheart session, and thanks for teaching us the system. It's quite fun, actually. Quite a fun little, very different to what we're used to with just D&D.
Guys, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. As usual, if you hear something, say something. If you see something, say something. If you can do something about it, because we've got to look after each other. Good night.